Now, Jim, I want a really big favour from you. I want to do a program with that billiard club with you. What? I want to do a program with you with that billiard club. But I don't care how many weeks you want to, I don't care how long you want to do it, and I'll only do it with the senior. Because what I'm now got to look at is what we need to do to go back to back. You know, like the significance of that. And I've done, the first step I did was I've had a 20% new blood in the team, which I always reckon you have to do. So we've done that. Just a matter of now. Okay. Right, we've had non-compulsory training. He had a broken nose too, you know that? Before the accident. No, it should be alright. I think it is. Well, mate, this could be the biggest boil over the year.
On a dry day it would have been, but I reckon today it's going to be reasonable. Is that Jack Dempsey? It is.
Yep.
It's play Hamilton.
No, I reckon they'll be better. You go. Well, Peter Hart.
The Western Border Netball Association welcome you to the grand final. Congratulations to the team who do combat this afternoon. Of course, South Gambier Football Club, North Gambier Football Club, North Gambier Netball Club and the Millicent Netball Club. Now will you please stand for the national anthem to be performed by Shelley McConnell.
For we are young and free, with golden swords, well fought, our home is served by sea, our land of life we make the sea of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance such great affair. With joyful strains that let us sing. As on the great affair.
Chups?
Nothing special.
Anything special?
Chapman's got,
Noldy's at centre half forward.
yeah,
Matty Fear's got him.
Flet's in the middle.
Yep.
Here we go, hang on.
Gwenny Little's in there.
Mm-hmm. Umpire Adam Fowler gets us underway in the Western Border League A-grade grand final for season 2000, and Scotty Flett goes high and gets the first tap out over Mick Ryan. Players fall on top of it, and what will they do? Try and work it out. Mickey Mullen using a bit of muscle. Andrew Close goes to ground, and we'll have a ball up. Opening moments of the 2000 grand final in the Western Border League between North and South Gambier, the reigning champs. Off the ground, chance for Willoughby. Beautiful pick up. Left foot kick is long towards full forward. It'll just go right. And through for the opening score of the grand final. North Gambier get it on the board. They're going to the left of screen. Favoured by currently just the Gale Force wins. No rain at the start of the Western Border League A-grade grand final as yet. And Heath Sims, number 34, for the South Gambier Demons, will bring the ball back into play.
Heath Sims now with the huddle forming here at about the 45-50 metre mark. South break away from it now. Sims goes to the defensive side, which is a good move.
the ball might be untouched and go out without being touched. And North Gambier, I would say, will get a free kick because the ball has not been touched from the kick in. And Big Nolty, David Nolty, will take the first unofficial free kick, most probably from out there. Brings it in towards the middle of the ground. Up there is South Gambier. Corey Anderson stays down. Well done by Adam Salmon to punch the ball. Jim, one very interesting move and match-up that we see before the game gets too much further down the track is the fact that Bradley Wilson-Smith has picked up Forster. That's a big move for Bradley Wilson-Smith, giving away many inches and kilograms.
Well, they obviously want to run off him,
yes,
David.
Exactly
and
right.
See if they can use Bradley Wilson-Smith's pace. The ball's thrown in. Players fall on top of it again. Umpire Fowler will come in and say, gentlemen, I'll adjudicate. We're going to have a throw-up in between the forward pocket and the right half-forward flank for the North Gambier Tigers. Flett goes again. Ball kicked high in the air. It must float out of bounds on the full. It does. Free kick to Simon Brook, or is it Shane over there? I think it is, in fact, Shane Brook. And Shane will bring it back into play. He'll need to kick the ball across ground. We saw in the reserves game that get trapped out there quite consistently and are very hard to score. He does it well. The kick's quite good. Looking for a support. Stringer from behind marks beautifully.
Good, this kid, 18 years of age, Jim, and is now playing in his second grand final. So what an experience for Timmy Stringer.
Chips away Molly Patchell, David.
Been a good player for South. And no doubt will be one of the players I look for. Patchell kicks into the mark. Well done, close. Good play. The big fella Mick Ryan gets his first kick. And it'll be interesting to see South Gambier now with the through Darren Sims. He gets the ball out to Patchell running on. Good work, Peter Allen and Shane Brook there. South Gambier in through Scotty Gould. Free kick must be played. And of course Adam Fowler gets it to Sylvie for his second kick in the grand final. Gets the ball on quickly. Good kick, Sylvie. Flet's dropped in deep, but Matthew Fear gets that infamous left foot with Chrissy Fenn coming across from Nangwarry this year. Inexperience maybe a little bit there from Chris.
Kicked it like a mid-south-east player then. Not very
kicked it out of bounds over the full. Adam Spencer here, Jim. What a story. 16-year-old lad is playing, I think, his third game for the year.
Lovely kick from Spencer in towards full forward. Punch from behind was from Mick Ryan. Andrew Close, will he get his first touch? Not that time. It comes loose. A chance to pick up that time cleverly by number 37, Matthew Pedler. Had a big one in the prelim final. The ball is kicked loose. Here's a chance for Stringer, the youngster on the right foot. Boots it towards half forward. Need to play in front. Darren Sims, conditions won't suit him. Comes to the side. Michael Edwards went without it. Kick off the ground, went nowhere from Forster. The heavy bodies wanted. Good tackle, Forster on Brook. It comes loose. Picked up by it. Looked like Allen. The ball comes back towards the wing position on this clubhouse side. Players going after it. Could be holding the ball. No, Heath Sims over the top. Comes towards Stratford. It's loose in there and the players fall on top of it. Surely the umpire will adjudicate on this one. He will now. He let it go for a long time, but Adam Fowler says eventually I'll have to adjudicate. We'll have a ball up almost in front of the clubhouse on this, the attacking side of the ground, centre wing. South Gambier and North Gambier. Jamie O'Neill got fist the ball that time. Comes to ground. Players fall on it. They work it out. Kick off the ground cleverly by it was Matthew Chapman. Comes back towards Jason Allen. Hand pass to Brook, who's had a couple of touches. Boots the full forward. No one there.
Yeah,
and
good
Spencer
catch.
lost his feet and Stringer
Good
held
catch.
ground. Did it well. Stringer chips away short towards the defensive side out there. Molly Patchell can't get a hand. Was it Molly? It could be anyone out there. And the ball will go over the line for a throw-in. Good attack. Couple of good attacking moves by North Gambier.
Certainly is, Jim, and they'll be looking to get, like, once the 15-minute mark comes, the ball will get wet. They'll need to score 2 or 3 goals here and perhaps just get a really good start on South Gambier. Good mark here taken by Daniel Stratford on Sylvie. Good work by Stratford. Worked his way to the front. They're going to come this attacking side, Jim. Michael Edwards been a great player, and particularly in the second semi-final. And looks like Matthew Chapman's got the job on him.
Gee, a big ask for Chapman to pick up a champion like Edwards. He kicks the ball 30 metres into
well
the
done,
breeze.
Brown.
Player being held. No, says the umpire. Scotty Gould, a quick chip. Molly Patchell, you're loose, and you can be creative, and he is. He gives it to Mullen. Michael Mullen from the wing chips forward in danger time for North. Good lead that time from Hart, and a clever spoil from Allen. It comes from behind. Brook goes without it. Players fall on top of it. They'll have a ball up again. It's on the half-forward right flank. Players falling on. Umpires letting it go. Jack Dempsey lets it roll on. Now he calls for a ball
Good
up.
umpiring, Jim.
On the
Very
right
good
half-forward
umpiring.
flank. Umpire Jack Dempsey from the Western District Umpires Association, Umpires League. Did it well. Always in control. Gave players a chance to get rid of it.
Throw up. In there, up high with Jamie O'Neill, plays a lot bigger than what his actual height is. Well done by Wilson Smith on Fenn to take him over the boundary line. But South Gambier are just about inside their 50-metre mark. The ball comes in. Forster, the big man himself, punches the ball deep, close underneath the ball. He would have played many games here at Mulseed Park. Comes across to Little. Good hands, Little. Well done, Willoughby. Cross to Anderson. Anderson now looks at a beautiful kick. Well done by the North Gambier running brigade. And looks like Jim Scotty Flett's taken the ruck and then moving forward. And he certainly did a good job on Mick Ryan to use his athletic ability to get the ball, but fantastic running through the midfield there of North Gambier, ending up with Scotty Flett having the first genuine shot on goal. Scotty Flett comes in 45 metres out. Beautiful kick by Flett. That is a magnificent kick by Scotty Flett. 45 metres out for the big man under like these conditions, Jim, with the ground being very, very wet. Good job, Flett, but the North Gambier midfield then were absolutely superb.
They get the first one of the grand final, leading 1-1-7. South Gambier yet to score. South have only been in attack a couple of times, and North Gambier, beautiful running football
yes,
that
it was
time,
indeed.
looking for each other, and with the gale behind them, we must admit it's going right to left, and certainly worth, well, maybe 4 to 5 with the ball dry. Once the ball becomes heavy, David, probably
yes.
back to 2 or 3.
And
so the
Jim,
favourable conditions are
yep.
certainly with North.
And it'll be interesting to see what North do with Flett. They've obviously want to use him at full forward with the brief, which is a very good move by Coach Ian Flett to put Scotty down there, and hopefully he'll be a focal point for him. Ryan up with O'Neill, and North Gambier doing something different. Going to use the athletic ability of Jimmy O'Neill. 5'11", but he can jump like Michael Jordan. Good work, O'Neill again. He's in the middle there,
Good
but
call.
He's been deemed to throw the ball, but Dempsey will bring the ball back because the free kick had already been paid. Michael Mullen. Something different, Jim. I think we spoke about it early on in the year. For teams to beat South Gambier, they had to do something different, and maybe the move of O'Neill as a ruckman just might be the thing that they need. A shot here towards Peter Harden, the Western Border full forward. He can't take the mark. Comes down to Pickle Sims. Good move by Michael Sims. Gets it back in, and a very good mark taken by Darren Sims deep in the forward pocket.
Gee, it's a difficult angle for him.
Yeah,
He's in the left
certainly
forward
is.
pocket. He'll kick into the face of this breeze on that southern goal, and Darren Sims gets it on its way. It'll drift across. Mick Ryan is almost at Forster. Forster almost took a grab. Hand pass to no one. Andrew Close will tidy up, and with the breeze booted outside 50. Mick Ryan getting back. Players wanted.
Well done, Stratford.
Hand passes on cleverly that time to Heath Sims. Heath Sims rides the bump to Mullen. Mullen wide is clever play to Fear. Matthew Fear pumps it down, and sitting in the forward pocket and taking a mark is Darren Sims.
Gee, Jim, good work by South Gambier. Like in these conditions, their half-back line, Fear and Stratford were prepared to leave their players, and they created something out of nothing.
Opening score, will it come for the Demons? Darren Sims gets it on its way. I think he's missed. He doesn't like it, or does he like it?
Yes,
He does.
good move.
The first one on the board to the Demons. Darren Sims gets the first, the big fella. They reply into the breeze, and really that was an answering goal that they just fought for. They needed it, the early momentum with the Tigers. They lead it still 1-1-7. The first score on the board is a goal to Darren Sims for South Gambier, the reigning champs, and it's a point of difference.
Put that goal down to Stratford, Fear and Gould, Jim. They run in numbers, but prepared to take the chance, and the North Gambier players stood off them.
And wouldn't these conditions suit Matty Fear?
Certainly would,
the
Jim.
Strength of the young man. He's been out of footy for a while, but he's been brought back into the A-grade side for this grand final. Heavy conditions here at Mulseed Park. The wind blowing a gale right to left into that right forward pocket. North Gambier have the drier ball. They have the wind. They need to be in front at quarter time, and they know it, and they need to lead well. Stratford again takes the loose kick and marks in front. Sylvie gave him some space that time, and Stratford playing in front. He'll go defensively, or will he? No, he'll go down the middle. Terrible kick. Finally forces to that non-scoring side. Players come over the top. Salmon went without.
Close has had a few kicks, Jim.
Hand pass on to Jason Allen. It was Salmon back there for South. Jason Allen uses his space, kicks it in nicely. Heath Sims underneath it, and he marks in defence.
Good play by South Gambier. They're pushing their numbers back there, but Andrew Close has been pretty prominent early on, Jim.
Conditions should suit Andrew. He's a veteran, not blessed with pace anymore, but blessed with
Corey
courage.
Anderson's got 3 to beat. Well done, Corey Anderson. Good job, son. South Gambier there through Stringer. Scotty Gould, the big man. Great athletic ability. Gets the ball out here towards Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards and Chapman there fight for the ball, and it goes over the boundary line. But, Jim, one thing early on in this game compared to the reserves game prior, South are prepared to get the ball into the wind onto the attacking side.
Because it's so hard on that other side of the ground to bring it back. Throw in is high. Nolte, Ryan, neither got it. Comes to ground. Little worked hard, was grabbed, didn't have it. Umpire didn't see it. Mullen goes over the top. Good work that time. Willoughby is sensational. Over Stratford. Anderson, you need to run. The bump is good on Stratford. He goes towards the boundary line. Players in over the top. Heath Sims is there. And finally it is forced over the line. No cheap free kicks. Good umpiring. And the throw-in will take place between forward pocket left and forward pocket, half-forward flank left for the Tigers. They're kicking to the left of screen.
Keep an eye on Garth Willoughby, Jim. I reckon he's one of the most unheralded players playing Western Border Football League. Has a high work rate. Comes out here towards Nicky Clayton. Well done by Clayton to keep the ball in front of him. Sorry, I called Nicky wrong there. Yes, it was Nicky Clayton, actually, who the #1 player for South Gambier, got his body over the ball. Noldy's back in ruck with Ryan. What's that big left hand of Mick Ryan? Jamie O'Neill comes over the top, doing a bit of damage, O'Neill, actually, by being the second string ruckman. Little went to handball it, couldn't get it away. It comes out here towards Jason Allen. He couldn't get the ball away. The ball's been given, though, as a free kick to Matthew Pedler, the 10-goal kicker from last week, Jim. Pedler's a long way up, though. What will he do, Jim? Put it to the goal
square? The lead of Flett, and I don't know it was a good idea. He'll now need to give time for Scotty Flett to get back in the square. Chris Fenn is on him. So Flett would have the athletic ability to go with Fenn.
It's a big kick here, Jim. 60 metres out.
And it is a monstrous thumping kick to the goal square. Players leap. To ground it goes in high. No free kick given. They want to force it through South, and they do. They concede the behind. 1 point only. North of 128. South of 1 straight.
Conditions just not quite as wet. Very, very windy and very atrocious conditions, but both these sides putting on a great display of Aussie rules footy at this stage.
Kick in is a good one from Sims. It goes towards Mullen. Mullen will work inside Willoughby. He does it far too easily. The kick's not a good one, and Jason Allens will mark in front of the scoreboard on that outer wing. The wingman chips in short, does it well. Corey Anderson's on his own. He'll take the mark, number 31. Terrific youngster. The shaven head.
Been a good player for North Gambier and stepped up in the last few weeks.
Beautiful kick inside 50. Flett is out number 3-1. They're going to double team or triple team him. Close gets a quick kick sitting underneath at that time is all South Gambier.
And Matty Fair
takes the mark. Prodigious left foot kick Fair, but chips away short this time and does it well. David Chant, the veteran of many premierships, lost count with David Chant. May have been in them all, in fact.
Just about, Jim. I think he's been in them just every one since he crossed.
6, yeah. And David Chant will kick from the back pocket. North Gambier have the breeze at their back. South have got a goal into it. The kick
that holds up, doesn't it, Jim?
Wobbles into the breeze. You could see that hold up as David called it. Allen's been very good. Got one-handed punch that time. Jack Dempsey says you can't do it, Jason. And the free kick will go, in fact, back here to Scotty Gould.
It's been a good play, Gould, for South Gambier.
A thumping kick into the breeze, but it hits the wall and drops short. Players need to read it off hands. Going hard at it. It looks as if it could be Willoughby. He'll pick it up and kick with the right foot back towards half-forward. Ball carries Timmy Stringer. It's touched off the boot. Play on, calls the umpire. Anderson should get a kick on goal and misses.
Matthew Pedler.
It was Pedler, in fact, not Corey Anderson. How could I mistake those two?
Yeah, good pick up there, though, Jim. No, I didn't realise the ball was touched. I've seen Stringer. Stringer's taken the ball over his head 3 times cleanly, Jim, for a kid only 18 years of age. How good's this kid going to be in future years to come?
Stratford kicks long back towards Salmon, and Salmon's got it.
Good player, Salmon.
Kicks in short to Molly Patchell, who's been given space. And was it a 50? No, play on. Patchell chips away nicely, but the kick is ill-directed, and it should be a mark that time to Allen back there, is it?
Yep. No, Johnny Brown.
John Brown. It is Johnny Brown. A long kick back towards the 50-metre arc, but it is defensive side. Salmon goes, the ball too slippery. To ground it comes. Heath Sims got something on that, or was it Matty Fair? It was, and it'll go over the boundary line, or we have a ball up this time.
Bit unusual. In the last 5 or 6 minutes, South Gambier have been content to put that ball over on the defensive side, Jim. I would have thought that they would have tried to get the ball through their midfield and run it in numbers like they did with their last goal, but they've got bowled up a bit over there, and it's a long way when North Gambier get it. A free kick here to Daniel Stratford, got his body in over the ball, in and under, and will take the free kick just inside the 50-metre mark for North Gambier.
One of the 3 ex-pioneers out there, David.
He certainly is.
Scotty Gill, Daniel Stratford, and from North Gambier, Jamie O'Neill.
Certainly is. Yeah, actually, you're a lot more knowledge than I give you credit for sometimes, Jim. Comes out to Willoughby. Good player, Willoughby. Don't you worry about that. Nothing flash about Garth, but by gee, he puts his body on the ball, on the line each week. Comes down. Well done by Croc Chant. Got his body over the ball and gets a free kick. Could have been a bit lucky. Could have been nearly pinged for holding the ball, but unfortunately, the player slid over the top of him. David Chan, perhaps one of the oldest players in the South Gambier Footy Club. He can thank that man for when Wayne Glynn retired this year, Jim.
What a wonderful servant he's been for the South Gambier Football Club as this boy David Chant, and a very good citizen, as all the lads are. A long kick from David Chant into the breeze. How was that? Well, Ryan goes with it. Close, the big and the small of it out there. That time, number 22 sees it go over in Paul Mullen. And there'll be another throw in between the wing and half forward right for the North Gambier Tigers. They have the gale. They go to the left of screen, but they currently only lead by 3 points. It's 1 goal straight. The Demons, 1-3-9 North Gambier. The ball is thrown in. They try and work it out. Salmon grabbed when he didn't have it. Umpire didn't see it. Mick Ryan, a blistering pace of Ryan as he boots it towards half forward. Players go in hard at it. Cleaned up by Brook. Back into the centre. Allen on with space. Should chip away. He does.
Good
Looks for
kick.
Chapman. Can't hold it. Comes from behind. Handball from Allen that time. Shane Allen it was. Went to ground that time was a Fenn. It comes wide. Good play, Gould. Clever tap on Salmon. Over the top. They're under pressure. Anderson did well, but South Gambier get the result they wanted. It goes over the line. We'll have a throw in.
North Gambier's half-back line's been very good so far. The Brook boys, and on that occasion, Peter Allen really put his body on the line there and met the ball and just stopped the momentum of the South Gambier going ahead. Mick Ryan. I love the way you caught him with pace, Jim. I could look quick in these conditions, I reckon. That's why Big Mick looks pretty quick. Comes out towards Pedler, giving a bit too much room. It goes to, you can't afford to lose your footing in these conditions. David Chant's been dragged off the ball, and again, good umpiring, though. I think he might have played. It comes to Noldy, the big man. Uses his strength. Gets across towards Sylvie. Sylvie throws the ball away. South Gambier in numbers. Comes back out here dangerously towards Glennie Little. In there is Michael Evans. Well done, Glennie Little. Johnny Brown's back down from his half-back flank. Comes out here towards Matty Fear. In there is Nolte. Uses his strength. The big fella, Pedler. Ball gets knocked off him. In there is Glennie Little again. Players throwing themselves in recklessly here. Good work by the umpire. He's let it go. He said, "Get in and have a go, boys." As that man Willoughby gets it forward, but Scotty Gould's dropped back. Jim, what a wonderful passage of play
It was
by
tough,
every
but it was
player.
relentless, David. Terrific Western Border League football. It goes to Mullen. Mullen boots it wide, but not so handsomely. It's out on the full by Paul Mullen. He very seldom makes a mistake. He did that time, the veteran, and it will be kicked in.
And wasn't that beautifully umpired there, Jimmy? Let the players go. Just stood back and said, "Yeah, I'll be a spectator here, boys. You get in and play the footy."
Who's got it out there?
Scotty Flett.
It is Scotty Flett indeed. Now he's kicking it to where perhaps he should be, which is interesting. He kicks it well inside 50. They want a big leap. Nolte behind Ryan. He was never going to get that. Players loose. Here's a chance for North Gambier. Can they get the loose ball? They've got the numbers, but South get back in defence. They fall on top of it.
Gee,
Adam
how
says,
good
"Give
was
it away.
that?"
I'll take it through for a
Who
behind."
was that player? Matthew Fair, Jim, just threw his body on the boot of Shane Allen and smothered the ball from what you would have thought would have been a goal.
Terrific defensive stuff. The Demons are being stretched, but they are into the gale. The kick out will come from Heath Sims, who's an absolute champion. He looks for Mullen and Close. The two champs go together. Mullen holds his ground. Andrew Close, you cannot afford to lose your feet. You do it too often. It comes back to Sims. The tap onto Molly Patchell. Jamie O'Neill makes to make a contest. Willoughby does instead. It's back in the centre. Allen's very good. He's been with them a long time and given good service. Scotty Flett and Mick Ryan are toe-to-toe. It comes loose. Play on, says umpire Dempsey, towards Jamie O'Neill. The hand passes too slick. Inside they go. On top of it they go. Free kick.
Willoughby went in too hard around the head.
And Darren Sims, who kicked the opening goal for the Demons, will kick from almost the true centre. He chips away wide. Scotty Gould running from half-back. Who's there to help him out? It might be Sims. It goes over the top. Loose in there, Forster. Big body.
Good hands.
Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards will kick around his body. The wind will bring this back dangerously. Look out in front, Harton. Not paid. He got a hand to it. Comes loose. And
Good
picked up
umpiring,
beautifully,
Dempsey.
that time by Flett again.
Good umpiring.
Flett leaves. Back towards Spreader Wing. Out of it is O'Neill. No free kick. Ryan. Bulk gives it to Sims. Darren Sims shoots from outside 50. Into the pocket. A player sitting there. Will he get a free kick? He won't. Play on, says the umpire. North Gambier bring it back towards this grandstand side. Players go in hard. Here's a chance for Fenn. It's Chris Fenn. Ryan's in there. O'Neill is alert. He gets on the right foot and boots it towards centre. Ill-directed. And Michael Mullen gets a freebie. He'll kick from
Jim,
centre.
this is a great
almost in
grand
the
final.
square.
This is a magnificent grand final. Not one player is absolutely shirking the issue.
Anderson and Ryan, they went toe-to-toe. Corey, you did well. Willoughby has taken out play on. Loose ball, Stringer. Stringer boots it wide. The run and the pace of Forster now. This will be a great battle. With him is Bradley Wilson-Smith. And Nick Forster says, "I'll concede." "No, I won't. I'll keep it going," says Nick. He picks up beautifully. Run down. Ball comes loose. It's far on that far side of the ground. Will they get it out and get it defensively away? They do, and a mark will be taken by Willoughby. He chips it in short this time. Oh, Jason Allen, who's had plenty of kicks. Wally Patzel runs him down, but Jason Allen boots it long. Defensive side of the ground. It's no good out there, North Gambier. You've got to use this breeze better than that. And they lead it 1-4 to one straight goal. And we've got 20 minutes in this, the first quarter of the grand final.
He should have came in board, Jim. Should have squared his body up and centred the ball because O'Neill was on his own. Corey Anderson was on his own. Instead of that, they're in that defensive pocket. North Gambier currently going with the win, enjoy a 4-point lead here at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter of the grand final. Ryan with that big left hand over the top. Edwards Chapman's in there. In goes Flett. Good work by Patzel. Gets the ball out wide here towards where Johnny Brown's there. And Johnny Brown watches the ball go over the boundary line and the umpire will throw it in.
Good work by Clayton.
Yes, very good.
Didn't let the ball get behind him, David.
Exactly right,
Kept it
Jim.
to the boundary line.
And that's very important. Boundary umpire will now come back into the face of this absolute gale here at Mulseed Park. He will throw the ball back in. Darren Sims will be in there. Scotty Flett's in there. You'll see a lot of these big blokes today. They'll be at it all day. Comes out here towards Close. He's on the bottom of the pack. And a free kick will be given to Close. He put his body in. He now needs to bring the ball this side. Yes, he does. Out to his brother-in-law here in Johnny Brown. Brown goes to ground. As you said early, Jim, the players that keep their footing. Although Brown does a magnificent job. Gets the ball up. Sylvie's got the chance now. Goes on the lead here towards Shane Allen. Shane Allen needs to turn back in and turn Stringer. Oh, well done, Stringer. Fantastic effort. Made sure he pushed the Shane Allen across the line.
They've got to make something of this,
yes,
David.
They certainly do.
They must make something of this forward move. It's on the attacking side of the ground. The breeze coming left to right across their shoulders as they face the goal. To throw in. Ryan is in front of Nolte. Big Mick got the hit, did it well. Well, Shark Willoughby's had some good touches.
Yes,
Willoughby, so
very good.
Close. The ball comes loose. Here it goes towards that time Salmon. The kick is good, and shouldn't a fish thrive in these conditions? Michael Edwards, you are special. He goes over the top but can't hold it.
Oh, head high, yes. Good job. Good job by him. And you want to be careful there, Closey. You might end up with a 50-metre penalty.
With Michael Edwards. The pace to burn of this guy.
As the sunshine breaks through, Jim, here at Mulseed Park.
I'd rather have it rain and the wind drop. The kick from Edwards is a good one into the breeze. Sitting underneath at that time was number 17 is Chris Fender, Heath Sims. Heath Sims tries to work it out and he does it cleverly to Mullen. Look out, Tigers, you can't afford to concede one now. It boots it long to that forward pocket. It'll miss to the left. And way offline, we'll have a throw in deep in the South Gambier left forward pocket. And we've played for 23 minutes in this, the first quarter.
Gee, Jim, the skills put on by these guys here today in these conditions has really typified two wonderful football sides having a red-hot dip. The ball to be thrown in now. It's thrown in. They go for it here again. The ball comes in flat and Forster comes out to Pickle Sams. Cross to Mullen.
Off the ground,
yes,
goal.
Off the ground, Mullen. Beautiful awareness by the South Gambier players, but a very, very, very good job in that ruck contest there from South Gambier to get that ball out by Michael Sims. Got his foot to it. Mullins was on the end of it, and now South Gambier go through to a 2-point lead. 2 goals straight to North Gambier, 1 goal for...
David, just a comment. Did you notice how quickly, when they went into attack then, South Gambier, the discipline to set the wall up immediately?
Exactly right. Very good work by South Gambier there, and it's really on for young and old here now with Ryan with that left hand. Cross to Mullen. Mullen is absolutely sensational. Oh, great Mark Forster. Just sheer strength. Stood his ground. Took the ball over his head. Fantastic.
And as the ball gets drier, that's a mismatch.
That's exactly right.
Forced a terrible kick and beautiful pass to Close, and Andrew Close says, Nick, thank you very much. I'll have that one. Off he goes on the right foot, defensive side of the ground.
Now,
they
Jim,
trail.
that is absolutely ridiculous to kick the ball out there like that.
And not find a player who's even worse.
Jim, it's just so crazy. Closey's got more experience than that. He had runners out here wide on this attacking side. Instead of that, the ball's bottled up out there where South Gambier wanted. Ball thrown back in. It'll be very interesting, though. It's very easy sitting here to see what South do when they get the breeze in the next quarter. Comes in, Sims, great hit. Beautiful ruck work by Sims. Out there towards the second effort by Sims. Once again, North kick it off the ground, but a great mark there by, I think that's Simon Brook over his head. A good mark by Simon, well done. Kicks the ball wide out, still on the defensive side. Molly Patzel's underneath it. He spins out of trouble. Onto the left foot. Looks in deep. And a beautiful kick by Patzel. That was magnificent football. I think that's Peter Harton. He kicks the ball in. South in front. Sims should be paid the mark.
Mullen it is.
Mullen is it, Jim?
Kicked the last goal, and Paul Mullen sitting underneath it will have another shot on goal, and left again, just giving him a couple of metres.
Yes.
The ball falling short into the breeze, and boy, what a vital kick this is. Into this gale, kicks Paul Mullen for his second and South Gambier's third. It's not bad off the break. He's got it.
Great kick. Oh no, Jimmy's missed it, unfortunately.
Behind.
I think the players clapped the ball through and maybe fooled us. So
I'd already written it down.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
see?
Paul, you've got to kick another one now.
But then again, though, mate, you're a school teacher and you'd expect that from you. Just take things for granted. Fletty kicks the ball down the middle, right down the middle. Big Simsy's underneath it. Darren Sims.
Should have
been a free kick.
Absolutely.
Over the top of Ryan. He's in there fighting hard for his club. But, gee, the umpire was caught on the wrong side there, Jim, if that was a free kick, if ever there was one. Darren Sims, unheralded this year. Up there goes Fletty. He's having a red-hot dip, Scotty Flett, that's for sure. The ball comes into Willoughby, the most underrated player in Western Border. Scotty Gould down from halfback. Drives the ball in. Players up and down on the one spot. They're in there having a red-hot go. There's Mullen again. Gets it out here to Heath Sims, but a free kick's been picked out, and it'll go to Simon Brook, who's had an absolute gem of a first quarter.
Ball to be kicked back by Simon Brook. They need to keep it this side of the ground and attack. They do as Brooks' kick goes towards the clubhouse side. In front is Jamie O'Neill. Good spoil behind Fenn. Matty Fear come from behind and couldn't gather. O'Neill again. The hand passes to no one. Fear clever. Uses his twists and turns and uses the right foot intelligently.
Oh, well done, Clayton.
And Nicky Clayton takes the mark in front of Andrew Close.
Clayton's the sort of player, Jim, that goes unheralded, doesn't he, really? Kicks the ball along. There's the siren, Jim. Quarter-time scores here at Mulseed Park. South Gambier 2-1-13, leading North Gambier 1-4.
Oh, well, I thought... And away we go in the second half, second quarter. KTV's coverage of the 2000 Grand Final Western Border League Salmon towards half forward. The runners are wanted now. Who's going to be first there? Michael Edwards gets in and under. Tackle by Close is good. Back towards that full forward line now. Good work by Sims.
How good's
It's
that?
going to just miss left from Sims.
Oh, that's magnificent, Jim, isn't it, the way he picked that up? Got to remember too, Jim, 2 years ago this kid had a knee reconstruction. That was brilliant by Sims. That's a pleasure to watch a kid play football like that.
But he was offline. Opening score of the second quarter goes to South Gambier. They're 2-14 as the ball's booted along towards that outer side, and Scotty Gould sees it over the line and we'll have a throw in. Nice, good defensive kick that time by North Gambier. But the scoreline is 2-14 to 1-10. The opening point of the second quarter. KTV's coverage of the Western Border League Grand Final 2000. To ground it comes Mick Ryan. He's working hard already, starting to get into the rhythm. Anderson is very good, but Dewey Brownie, you missed it. It comes to ground. Players try and go on top of it. That time from behind, putting in there was Allen. No free kick given. Jack Dempsey says, oh, ball it up, boys.
I think it'll be a free kick, Jim, actually.
I think it's going to be a ball up.
I thought he pointed a free kick.
Dempsey can
By gee, I tell you what, Johnny Brown there, Jim, he might have made a mistake, but he fought back and held the ball in, which was good work. Darren Sims and Scotty Flett. Here's Johnny Brown again. Kicks the ball out the top. First underneath it. It must have been touched. Big Mick. Well done, Corey Anderson. Brought him to the ground, but they get away again by... Gee, Peter Allen's having a good influence on this game too. Good work by Willoughby. Comes out now. Out towards where South Gambier here... through Quissy Fenn. Worked hard on Jamie O'Neill. O'Neill's second effort's good. Close is dragged off it. Players throwing their body in relentlessly there. Willoughby, good work by Willoughby. Got the ball out wide out here towards Sylvie and Stratford. Sylvie on that left foot's got it back in. Here's Little. Here's a chance for North Gambier. He gets his foot to the ball. Two players down here now. Stringer comes out towards where I think it's Shane Allen, Jim, had the lead of the ball. And the ball will be thrown back in.
Jeez, it's a game of yardage.
Oh, yeah, it
grab what
certainly is.
You can, you work into the gale, and if you can get a shot on goal and convert, well, that's the prize. But it's going to be tough, hard slog. South lead at 2-2-14, the reigning champs, to North Gambier 1-4-10. And we've got a contest. Perhaps conducive to the weather, but nevertheless, we have got a contest. 2-2-14, 1-4-10. Opening of the second quarter of KTV's coverage of the 2000 Grand Final in the Western Border League. The Demons and the Tigers. Mick Ryan, a big thump. Scotty Gould goes off the ground. They're waiting that time. Mullen went without it. Simon Brooke is very good. The comeback was Shane Brooke came back quickly. Brother Simon's there to tidy up. The hand pass to no one. Paul Mullen cleverly off the ground. They want numbers back there north. Over goes Forster, so to Bradley Smith. Kicked off the ground by Hart. There's a soccer goal.
Good work. That is, look, Jim, that's not spectacular. You won't find that in any coaching manual that you see. But just the players of South Gambier were prepared to get the ball on the attacking side, 1, and 2, they just kept it in front of them and kept kicking the ball off the ground.
Well, they bullocked it forward as North did into the breeze in the prior play, but they couldn't, obviously, with the against that gale, get a shot on goal. As soon as they got down there, loose ball, players overrun it. I was surprised to see Bradley Wilson-Smith overrun it, and have opened the gate to quick recovery, and the big man Harton was first to recover.
And Jim, that all started again with those 3 backline players of Stratford, Fear, and the other one being Gould. They were great in that last contest.
Ryan gets the punch down, comes towards Jason Allen, who's been probably their best at the date. Kicks it wildly. Chance for Scotty Gould. He'll be shepherded off here by Matty Fear. Gould's got it room. He'll pick it up cleanly and thump it towards that scoreboard side. Thump it he did, but without any consideration at all. And it's a free kick on the full. That time it'll go to North Gambier, taken out there by number 11, Matty Chapman. 3-2, 21-4-10. Vital quarter for North Gambier. They must be in touch at half-time.
Certainly must, Jim, and I'll tell you what, I think your comment earlier on, if this wind stays up and this ball dries out, I'm afraid to say that North might be in a little bit of trouble, Jim.
The ball kicked in short by Chapman to Allen. It didn't get him, and that's a turnover, but it came back to Allen because South couldn't get the opportunity. The ball is booted towards that half-forward line left, and there'll be a throw-in again on that far side of the ground. Well, if you've paid money to come today, I tell you what, that's where you'd want to be, on that side of the ground, because you're going to see the action out there. It's the defensive side, and teams kicking to the right of screen are definitely going to go that way. Scotty Flett went high. Michael Edwards is tackled. Players fall on top. Remember, Michael Edwards coming back from a shoulder problem, and he seems to be going very nicely indeed. Umpire Fowler gets us underway. Ryan and Flett. This is Fenn. Kicks it long. Chance that time for Sims. Great skills, Michael Sims. Boots it towards Forster. Too good.
What a mark!
And too good that time.
That is sensational. But,
Well,
Jim, what about Michael Sims, though?
Just classy skills.
Oh, that was this kid is absolutely a gem, Michael Sims, a fantastic young man. Fought back from a major knee reconstruction, Jim. And what about the marker Forster?
Well, as the ball dries out, the mismatch becomes more obvious. Forster for goal is good. Nick Forster kicks the 4th goal for the South Gambier Demons, and they are looking ominous.
Do you think, Jim, maybe that it's maybe time to put Bradley Wilson-Smith where the action is? I reckon in these conditions I wouldn't be using my best player back there, Jim. I think I'd be pushing him forward, although it's easier to say sitting up here, but I reckon maybe they need to push perhaps Nolte back there or something like that.
Game,
of course you do, and I think that perhaps now's a chance for Freddie to push perhaps Bradley Wilson-Smith up where he does his best work, maybe underneath the packs.
4-2-26 the scoreline for South Gambier. 1 goal for 10. The North Gambier Tigers. It comes towards from the Ryan hit to Mullen. Gee, we've said that over the years. It comes loose this time. Who's worked it in there? Well, maybe Salmon or Heath Sims it was. Salmon going in hard. That's Michael Mullen going in harder. It comes to ground. Darren Sims is taken out of it. They fall on top of him. And umpire Jack Dempsey says, thank you, boys. We'll start again.
Gee, it's a pleasure to watch athletes at this level, Jim, isn't it? They're just a fantastic group of players on both sides here.
Sims got it down. Mullen went without it. That's Paul Mullen that time over. Wasn't over the top with Salmon. Players coming in hard. Kick off the ground by Darren Sims. They want a defensive line up now, North Gambier. Players dragged off the ball. No free kick. Should have been to North. In fact, he's picked it up. Well umpired, umpire Dempsey. May have, in fact, played a slight advantage there. Saw there was none and then brought the ball back. Good umpiring.
Yep, young Bradley Gaspari, Jim, will relieve playing at fullback. He's got a big job on Peter Harton, the league's goal kicker. Kicks it defensively towards Flett and Anderson and Co. The ball comes down, though. South have numbers at the back. Well smothered there by Garth Willoughby. The second effort was great. South Gambier feed it on through numbers. Running wild is Edwards. Can he get the ball here on the wing? Beautifully done by Michael Edwards. Here's Sims again. Got the ball on a string. Good play by North Gambier, though, through Jamie O'Neill. He'll relieve the pressure to the outer wing here. A good passage of play there, though, Jim. How well did South Gambier handle the ball there?
Gee, they moved it frighteningly, but they stood up the North Gambier defence, and that was terrific work back there. Their on-ballers have certainly got a lift. There's no question of that. I would have Wilson Smith on the ball with you, and I'd have Sylvie in there with him to give them something, a little bit of strength around the ball. I would have Close off the ground because I don't think Andrew Close's legs can do it.
Yes, Jim, maybe I agree. I think they definitely need Wilson Smith there. I'd be pushing him in there now because he's under the pack work. It's just sensational. Comes out to flat. Crossed here towards Glennie Little. Crossed to Corey Anderson. Anderson's working hard at the bottom of the pack there. Players jumping in over the top of him. But umpire Fowler will come in and throw the ball up again.
Well, there's not going to be a lot of goals kicked in this football match. South have already got 4. North have only got 1. And I reckon this is the next 10 minutes may decide this game.
Stratford uses his bulk. Pushes the ball forward. Well done by Michael Edwards. Crossed here. Good work by, I think that's Salmon in there, Jim, I think. Crossed towards Bradley Wilson-Smith. They've overrun the ball, but umpire Jack Dempsey said, good work by Bradley Wilson-Smith. Fought back Will, got his body in front and got the free kick. Holding on, there was a decision. Bad luck. Kicks the ball on the ground. Comes to Gaspari. He's taken off the ball. South Gambier with numbers. Good tackle in there by North Gambier. They're hard at it by G around the pack there. But the umpire will come in and Jack Dempsey and ball the ball up again. Good work there by Flett, Jim. He was on the bottom of the pack. Peter Allen was the other one in there as well. In comes Scotty Flett. Up there with Darren Sims. North Gambier come through Brown. Can't get it. Once again, it's Salmon, I think. Oh, Nicky Clayton. Good kick and a great mark. By G, Jim, this is starting now.
It's a mismatch, David. It is a mismatch because the ball has dried out and the North Gambier bench have been slow to react. It'll be Forster's if he kicks its second goal. In the context of the conditions in the game, 5 goals to 1.
Yes.
It's going to be hard to get back even now.
And like you can't blame Bradley Wilson Smith. The ball's been put in the air to Forster and he's just grabbed everything over his head.
And he's kicked the
goal. Gee, that'll hurt, Jim. And I think, you know, you'd hopefully now they would have to react. Maybe Anderson needs to go back there. Maybe Flett needs to go back there. Maybe North need to do something different because if they don't, this game is going to be blown clean out of the water.
Well, I wouldn't put an attacking player back. I think Scotty Flett's got to stay on the ball, but I think that's where they're getting annihilated at the minute. Their on-ballers are not getting a touch. You've got Close in there, you've got Willoughby in there, you've got Little in there, and they're not doing enough.
Exactly right, Jim. Willoughby's the only one, I think, really.
Gart's had a good first quarter.
Had a very good quarter.
But, gee, they need a lift. I'd have Wilson Smith in there so quickly, and they've got to put others in there with him.
Jim, the other thing is, too, how many times have the ball been on the defensive side and South have squared the ball back into the centre corridor
and the first
on this
give,
attacking
and the first give, David, every time.
Up they go, Flett and Ryan. Comes down, Corey Anderson's in there, loses his footing. Scotty Gould holds his. In they go there, players throw themselves in. In there is Corey Anderson again, but can't get the ball. Glennie Little was in there as well, and Andrew Close picks himself up from the bottom of the pack. Players must keep their footing. Mick Ryan on the bottom of the pack. The big fella's in there. Comes out to Little. You asked him for a lift, Jim, and he's given you one. Stratford in front. Read the ball beautifully. He's gone the defensive side. Maybe he should have come this side. Goes out towards Matty Fear. But South Gambier won't worry about that, Jim, because it's on the defensive side, and currently they enjoy a 22-point break with 12 minutes gone, second quarter.
And what they won't worry about, David, is they're winning the in and under.
Yeah,
they are in and under, but when they're in and under, they're getting it out and giving it on and creating, whereas North are just trying to bottle it up.
Yep.
And it's defensive football. We know they're kicking into a gale, but gee, oh, gee, you've got to get in there, you've got to score, you've got to attack. Oh, this team, the South Gambier, the pros that they are, they'll just rip you apart. Come on, Tigers. Let's see if we can make a game of it. The ball picked out, a free kick to Andrew Close. The ball wasn't given back on the full, but no 50.
Getting a lot of touches, Closey, but he's just not really penetrating with the ball. Comes in again. Well done.
And you can see he doesn't penetrate with his kicking.
No.
And the free kick will go back there to Daniel Stratford, and he'll kick the ball a mile.
Matty Fear, actually, Jim.
Matthew Fear, he'll go left foot. Let's see what he does. Wobbles it over the centre. The ball will skid another 40. Michael Sims is finding space. Michael Edwards is finding space.
Good
And that was a good tackle. It comes loose to Harton. Harton will give it off. Here's Michael Sims again. He'll try and weave in and out, but can't get purchase with his legs. They fall on top of it. The umpire says holding the ball, and that'll be a North Gambier free kick to Andrew Close. Chip away, Andrew. You do it well this time, or do you? You find Nolte. No, couldn't take the mark. They're under pressure out there. Little's kick's not good. He wobbles it forward. Ryan's over the top of it. Comes loose again. Can the D's get it out? They don't. Nolte, a clever hand pass. It was Sylvie who got it on the left foot and booted it towards half forward. Chapman, who's been very quiet, can't take possession. Tough for forwards, and it goes over the boundary line for another throw in.
Good work there by North Gambier there. Just persistence. Peter Allen was very good, and they worked the ball forward through Sylvie.
Andrew Close has certainly lifted. No question about that.
He must have heard you, Jim, because he's certainly got a lot of possessions in the last 5 or 6 minutes, as has Glennie Little. Ball back into play. Ryan and I think it was Nolte. It comes down to the ground. Ryan's been on in the ruck for the first quarter and a half. Close in there again. In there goes Gould. Good work by the big fella. Got his body over the ball. South Gambier kick it off. Well done by Sims. Got his hand on it. Well done, Salmon. Good tackle by Brook. The umpire's put his whistle away. Get it, have a go, boys, he calls. And now he'll throw it up right in the middle of the ground here at Mulseed Park. Up they go again. Nolte and that big left hand of Ryan. They get it out towards where South Gambier trying to get it out of the pack. It comes in there towards Nolte. He puts his body in. Out here towards Jamie O'Neill. Having a very good game so far. Up and under. Scotty Gould's underneath it and will mark the ball.
They're getting a lot of cheap kicks, that half-back line.
Certainly are.
A lot of cheap
Gould,
kicks.
Stratford and Fear. They've been sensational. Not a very good kick here by the big fella. Back to Paul Mullen. Over the top. Here's Salmon. Can he make something of it? Out comes Gaspari. Cross here. Good hands. Bad luck by Forster there. Michael Evans is in there. Good work by Brad Gaspari. Out here towards where Patzel is. Good tackle, Jason Allen. Drags him down, and he's throwing the ball. Good work, Jason Allen, to get hold of Molly Patzel.
Yeah. I thought he was going to penalise him for holding the ball, which would have been cruel. But in fact, he threw it, and that's a good call.
Yeah, very good, calm umpiring. Jason Allen now on the attacking side. Comes in. Darren Sims, a big fella.
That was a mismatch too.
And you said, Jim, with this ball drying out now, oh, that must have been close to 50. And a push out. Oh, umpire Fowler. He's paid the mark, though.
Either Forster or the mark.
Forster has got shoved clean in the middle of the back.
And this is number 1, Nicky Clayton.
Jim, just tell me the umpire interpretation there. When the player moved off to kick the ball, then Brad Wilson-Smith run in.
Play on.
You called play on, so it's okay.
Good call.
Yeah, good call, Jack Dempsey.
Clayton goals.
And Jim, I reckon Wilson-Smith, the move's been made. I reckon he's moved into the centre now, maybe on Michael Mullen.
Well, if you don't watch Win News last night, I told you how to coach this game, Fletty. Get your best players in the centre, and that's where they should be. Is there a simpler fact in football?
No, there's not really, Jim. In this day and age, that's where the game's won or lost.
6-2-32, the Demons, 1 goal for 10, and you're watching KTV's coverage of the Western Border League Grand Final for season 2000 from Mulseed Park in what is now turning out to be a little drier, a little muddier, but no less windy.
Actually, Jim, it's 38 points actually now. 6-2-38 to 1-4-10.
38, 1-4-10. 28-point lead.
Ryan and Nolte. Big touch by Big Mick. Comes down to Darren Sims. Well done. Peter Allen gets it out. The ball goes back over his head. Darren Sims is in there. Molly Patzel's in there. South Gambier have numbers. Even the umpire was in there trying to get a tackle. But he's paid a free kick against North Gambier to Molly Patzel.
Yes, it was a good call. He was grabbed. He didn't have the ball. And you can't do that. You must protect the player going for the footy. Lovely left foot kick from Patzel. Forster! No, over him that time. Didn't take the mark through for a point.
Gee, Jim, I think the thing that really has impressed me has been the insignificance of the umpiring, Jim. They have been absolutely sensational. I remember last year I sat here and I criticised the men in white, but they have been by far the best 2 umpires I've seen for a long time in Western Border footy.
Good mark, Andrew Close. In and under and working hard as he should. The right foot kick, again, doesn't penetrate, and the kick goes astray that time, and it's been marked by Darren Sims. Geez, playing well, the big fella.
Playing very well,
How's
Jim.
the kick? The kick is good. It rides the breeze inside 50. Sitting underneath it, that man again, Andrew Close, who's having a sensational period of 10 minutes. And Closer, you have lifted. Well played. Kicks away short that time and finds a man, and you have to do that in Jason Allen. Jason Allen plays on, which was optimistic. The ball screws around from behind. He set his forwards up that time. Ball comes loose. Willoughby, you've been terrific. The kick goes loose again, and again another cheap kick to the half-back line. They chip in short. Mullen went without it. So did Close. Comes loose. Brook gives it over that time to Andrew Close. Again, Closey into the breeze, goes nowhere. Bradley Wilson-Smith can work something here.
Just where he should be.
It goes wide. Clever play, Paul Mullen. The shepherd is just as good. Will they play advantage? No, they won't. They'll give it back to Paul Mullen. He'll chip away.
Oh, good kick. Well done, Johnny Brown.
Got in there defensively. Brown picks up and boots it back towards that centre circle. No one at home. Kicked off the ground by Fear. Was in fact Scotty Gould. Comes through Anderson. Anderson to Wilson-Smith, who's got a couple of touches. He kicks the half forward, but no one home.
Gee, this half-back line's been sensational for South Gambier, hasn't it, Jim?
Well, they've got a couple of loose men back there, David, and that's just proving that they just can't break the
And look
wall.
where he's gone,
Clayton
Jim.
is in front, should have got a free kick and didn't. Patzel's there to tidy up and help him out. Nicky Clayton, you went back on it very hard.
Good job, Clayton.
A long way from full forward. They go on top of it. Umpire will have to ball this up, and he does.
Gee, Jim, the South Gambier work rate's improved now, Jim. It's really lifted to another notch. They're in and under work, and their second and third efforts has been good. Ryan and Nolte, the two big heavyweights, they go at it toe for toe. Bradley Wilson-Smith, that's where you should be, son. Should be out in and underneath where the ball is. And I tell you what, Jim, 4 possessions in about 5 minutes to
Because he's on
Wilson-Smith.
the ball, David.
Exactly right. Doesn't kick the ball very well, Brad. We've put you under the pump. Good tackle. That was a brilliant tackle by Gould, and a second one. Corey Anderson, good work too there. Garth Willoughby now got a chance. Fear keeps his cool and will relieve the ball across half back. Down to Johnny Brown. Clayton in there again. Good work, O'Neill. Brings it down here to Jason Allen. Allen now inside the attacking line for North Gambier. Timmy Stringer though, he'll mop up. Goes to defensive side. Look at Michael Mullen here, Jim. He's got a paddock to go into.
And the kick went defensive side, but it found a teammate, and that's the key to it. If you're going to go that side, you must find a player. Mullen's kicked the Harton is just centimetre perfect. A delightful kick from the veteran. He found Harton on the lead. Harton kicks into the face of the breeze somewhat and bangs it towards full forward.
Oh, what a sense.
One-handed grab by Forster. Scotty Flett is not happy, but Nick Forster, you had first touch, you had second touch, and eventually third touch.
Stuck
the
his big left hand out there, Jim.
Will kick for number 3. And in these conditions, how vital is that?
And what about this back line of South Gambier, Jim? Magnificent they are. They are just so tough and so strong back there. They're a great bunch. Well, you wouldn't mind having a back 6 like that, Jim.
Difficult kick for Forster. Kicks from a very muddy conditions, pumps it away, and perhaps has missed. No, he's got it. The hands in the air from Big Nick says that's a goal. And the Demons get their 7th. They go to 7 goals 3. 7 goals 3, 45. North Gambier 1, 4, 10. David, if you're Ian Flett, what do you do?
Well, Jim, he's certainly pushed some players back. He's pushed them back into the back line, trying to get numbers back in behind the ball. But unfortunately, South Gambier's aerial supremacy is taken over, and the longer this ball dries out, I think you called it beautifully earlier on, Jim, when you said they'll only get bigger. Forster again. That left hand, Mickey Ryan. It goes out towards the centre wing line. Look at the big fella here have a go.
The blistering pace of Mick Ryan. I've told you, David, and you laughed at me.
Oh, mate, he would run 100 metres in 3 hours and 10 minutes, I reckon, Mick. But that's all right. When the ground's wet, he's okay, mate. Don't you worry about that.
And I tell you the other thing, you don't stand in his way.
He's a Bomber supporter too. He'd be pretty happy this year. Maybe South and Essendon can go hand in hand and win premierships. The boundary umpire, what sort of job's he got now, Jim? Throwing into this gale force breeze here at Mulseed Park. In it comes Ryan and Nolte. Ryan gets the ball out again. It comes out. South Gambier through Edwards. Good contest here. Harton and Bradley at Gaspari. Harton's big bulk pushes the ball over the boundary line, and once again it's thrown in.
Now, David, I must ask you the obvious question. They've had a hard road into this grand final, North Gambier.
Yep.
Conditions are heavy. Is it going to tell?
I would say, Jim, it would be very, very hard for them as the further the game goes, and particularly now being 6 goals down, because all you're doing now is playing catch-up footy. Darren Sims relieves it. Paul Mullen throws himself at it, but it's over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full.
Gee, how desperate was that?
Oh, yeah, just threw himself with the ball when he knew he had no hope whatsoever. Kicked in by Jamie O'Neill. Look at the ball hold up there, Jim. Good work, Peter Allen, got his hand to it. Michael Sims can't get to the ball, and once again, it'll be thrown in. 20-minute mark. Grand final, Western Border, year 2000. South Gambier 7-3-45, leading North Gambier 1 goal 4-10.
Throw-in takes place between forward pocket and right half forward flank for the Demons. Good work that time was in there by Allen. That was Shane Allen. The ball is booted along the boundary line, and it'll in fact be on the full, or will it? No, there'll be a throw-in. Or no, on the full. Players are reading it, and they read it well. They go back, and Scotty Gould will have another kick. Difficult place to bring it in. He does it well, keeps it reasonably low. It travels inside 50 in front, the mark to Harton.
Worked his way forward beautifully,
Gee, the body language now from North Gambier is not good, David. Harton will kick from a long way out. He rides the breeze. It's got plenty on it, and it's missed narrowly to the right hand side.
What a great kick, though, Jim. Magnificent kick by Peter Harton.
7-4-46, 1-4-10.
Jim, what about Mick Ryan's contribution in this first half, mate? He has not been away from the ball at any stage whatsoever. He's run himself into the ground, Jim. Kick in now by Gaspari. Is it Jason Allen can't go underneath it, and it goes over the boundary line just in front of Andrew Close, and the boundary umpire will bring it back in.
Gee, the acid test is now for North Gambier. Yep. They really have to produce it in that third quarter, I guess. Yep. Now they'll try and hang on for the remainder of this quarter. We've played 23 and a half minutes gone, and it's a tough ask. They must stop South Gambier scoring again.
Well, what would you do now, Jim? If you were Ian Flett now, what would you do at three-quarter time? Would you push all your best players forward?
You've got to kick goals to win it.
Yep.
Simple as that. You've got to kick goals to win it. You might have to sacrifice a couple, but you've got to put scoreboard pressure on. Otherwise, South are going to cruise home in that last quarter because the legs are not going to get any fresher from the North Gambier Tigers.
Exactly right. Would you push Flett forward maybe, Jim? Flett and Anderson and play them side by side
well,
maybe?
Give Corey a run on the ball, play Fletty at half forward. You can do either way, but they've got to have their best four in the centre square. And they didn't start with their best four in the centre square in my book. They have now. They've got Wilson Smith in there.
Yep.
Ryan goes with a right-handed punch to Michael Sims, who got it beautifully across that time to Heath Sims. He boots it for Forster. Look out, you're in trouble here, Tigers. Don't fumble. You don't. You do it well, and the clearance is towards that defensive boundary line.
On the full, Jim.
On the full, just a fraction too far, and that was unfortunate from Gaspari because it was the right move. He just gave it a little bit too much.
Maybe Sylvie needs a run on the ball, Jim. Maybe they need someone like that in the middle. I noticed they've taken Garth Willoughby out of there too now, so and I thought Garth was pretty good earlier on. But
Michael Edwards likes a challenge, and he'll normally kick these. He does centre it nicely anyway. Look out, big leap required from behind. Forster went down, kick off the ground cleverly that time in defence by Allen. The ball is first towards the boundary line. Here's a chance coming in to support him is Shane Allen. Kick off the ground by Brown. It goes back towards Scotty Gould, long way from half back Scotty, towards Adam Salmon. Salmon off the ground will concede that time that he needed the boundary line and found it. Did it well.
But it's on the attacking side now here at the 25-minute mark.
Good work by Johnny Brown in defence.
Certainly was, yeah. And Shane Allen laid a beautiful shepherd to allow Johnny Brown to get forward.
6 goals the difference.
Boundary line throw-in. Ryan and Flett. Fletty loses his ground footing. Mick Ryan stands up. Nick Clayton stands up. Comes out to Peter Allen. He's been pretty good. Here's Gould again. No, Matty Fear, sorry. They look alike. Now it's Gould. The half-back line. Corey Anderson. Good tackle, Gould. Well done, Anderson, for the second effort. Sam Griffin on the ground now for the first time. Salmon, back to Heath Sims. It's in high. Scotty Flett. He can't get hold of the ball. Close to Paul Mullen. Out here now, Mullen again and Patzel. Patzel on that left foot. Goes in as Brooker. The ball goes over the boundary line and it'll be thrown in.
Well, what can they conjure from this South Gambier? They have been absolutely wonderful in atrocious conditions. 7-4-46 to 1-4-10. The gale at their back, perhaps another minute or two remaining in this, the second quarter, and the Tigers just have to prevent a goal being scored. Look out. Scotty Flett does it well. Nullifying it, fall on top. They got it out. Kick from Sims is away to the left-hand side, but he got a kick in, and he should never have. But Michael Sims misses. 7-5, 1-4.
And Jim, it's going to be very hard. What would you think? Would North Gambier want to be in front at three-quarter time?
Oh,
would that be an unreasonable?
They need to be 2 or 3 in front.
Yeah.
That means that this the scoreboard they're currently have to kick 9 goals to nothing. 10-goal third quarter. Which can do it.
Oh yes, there's no doubt about it. They've got the players to do it, but I just think that they've got to go all out on the attack, Jim. Just don't hold back. Go all out on the attack. And
well,
just
what's
see
the difference? Get beat by 6 goals, get beat by 12.
Exactly right. I agree totally.
And that's what's going to happen unless they attack in that third quarter.
Kick in short by Gaspari. Heath Sims has got over the top of the ball. In there is, I think it's Closey again on the bottom of the pack. It comes out. Glennie Little it was. Sorry, Glennie. Jason Allen gets through. Comes out to Flett. On to Johnny Brown. He's been very good, Johnny Brown. On his left foot. Kicks it in. Up they go. Fear in front again. There's Fear again and Gould and Stratford and Fenn. How good have they been across that half-back line?
Fear's been fantastic along with Gould and the others, but what they haven't worked out, the North Gambier players, that Fear's a left footer.
That's exactly
and
right.
Every time he's balked right, come back left.
Yeah, exactly right, Jim. Ball's in there now. Umpires just skirting the pack, waiting to see what happens. There's a lot of players now, and I tell you what, Jim, they'll be looking forward to this half-time break by jiggers. There's some tired players out there now.
7-5 to 1-4. The Demons lead it from the bounce up. Flett got the punch, but as South Gambier got first possession, Mick Ryan goes over it. Comes to ground. Good shepherd that time by Sims. It goes forward. Over the boundary line will be thrown in again. Chris Fennett was in fact out there for South Gambier, number 17. And he looks as if he's going to play in a grand final or a premiership team at this stage anyway, in his first year in Western Border League footy coming up from Nangers. Ball goes to Darren Sims, who's been terrific. Gee, he's got good vision. Mullins over the top. Will he get a free kick? Could nearly have got a free kick, but the tackle was okay, and the ball up will take place. Jack Dempsey decides to ball it up. Bradley Wilson-Smith wants to argue the point, but Shane Brook did enough that time just to tie it up.
Good work, Flett. Worked his way in front.
He's trying hard. Out to Anderson. Anderson a good feed, but
he's had a go too, Corey Anderson. Don't you worry about that. He's having a red-hot dip. Comes back here inboard again. Flett punches the ball down. Players throwing themselves in here. Comes out South Gambier through Sims. Can't get hold of the ball. Jamie O'Neill now kicks the ball wide. It might even go out of bounds on the full. No, the wind's holding it up, and it'll just make its way across the boundary line to be thrown in. What do we play, Jim? 28, 29 minutes. Well, can't be long left.
About a minute, I reckon.
In about the second quarter.
It's not long. Perhaps time for one more score, and if it's going to happen, it's going to be South. Ball thrown high. Harton was in ruck. From behind. Chance for Shane Allen. Well picked up. Good defensive handball. Shane Brook, you've got to run it down and get a good bounce, and you do. Comes inside Sims. The feed is good to Allen. Allen taken out. Fairly, says the umpire, and the ball will be thrown over the line. Isn't it amazing their discipline? They very seldom give a free kick away, South.
Exactly right. And they run at the body too, Jim. At the hips. Don't give away any silly free kicks.
Mick Ryan, good punch to ground. Kicked by Clayton. Here's Michael Sims. Look out, was he legged? No, he's not. He gets clear. He couldn't stand up. The mud got him in the end, and that was about all.
Michael Mullen again.
The kick loose. Close will tidy up and defend, and he'll kick it out of bounds. And he needed to. Nowhere to go, Andrew. You did it well.
They'll just want to hold it up now, won't they?
And the siren sounds for half-time, David, with South Gambier leading at half-time. 7-5, 47, 12 scoring shots to 1-4. That's 5 scoring shots, North Gambier. 7-5 to 1-4. The Demons a big 5-goal quarter. They didn't score. Meters.
Yeah.
Righto, from the bounce.
Old ball, Jim.
Old ball, David, and surprisingly...
ridiculous.
Wind going, or the gale going right to left. North Gambier have it for the last time in the game. They trail by 6 goals, 1, and they need to do something in this, the third quarter. They call it the premiership quarter. Well, Tigers, this is the one you got to perform. Booted wide by North Gambier towards that defensive side of the ground. Stringer under pressure that time from, it might have been Anderson out there. In fact, it wasn't number 34.
In Spencer, Adam Spencer.
Adam Spencer, the youngster.
Well, I'm just going to say one thing here, Jim, before we get too much. This is absolutely ridiculous to think that they have not changed this football at half-time. What the hell do you think you're doing? It's absolutely crazy to think they haven't got a dry ball for the second half.
Anderson went under it, but it hadn't travelled 10 metres, and umpire Adam Fowler, along with umpire Jack Dempsey, have both performed very well this afternoon. Will call for a toss-up, and it's just short of the centre wing. On that defensive side of the ground, the Demons lead it, go 6 goals, 1, so they've got to do something special this quarter to the Tigers. The ball is going to be put forward by South Gambier. They'll just go for metre after metre. Here's Paul Mullen, kicked a goal in that first half, belts it in towards half forward. Players need to get on top of it for North, they don't. Tied up out there was Clayton maybe, and the ball will be in fact over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Jim, if you was umpire in this final, wouldn't you ask for a new ball? Wouldn't you do something about it?
Well, seemed common sense to me.
Oh, my God, ridiculous.
I'm going to tell you, Jason Allen is now on Nick Forster.
All right.
An interesting move. Certainly has him for height. Don't know about for strength. But it's been a big ask. We had Bradley Wilson-Smith, the captain, back on him in that first half. It was a mismatch because the ball started to dry out. And there's the big fella, Big Mick Ryan, in defence. Chips away in short, and they can do this all quarter, can the Demons, and Scotty Gould has got the mark.
Jim, wouldn't you have brought Jason Allen forward this quarter? Because the ball's not going to get there. It may be next quarter, but this quarter I thought I would have been using Jason Allen as a link player.
I think Forster's got him bluffed.
Yeah.
Comes to ground, picked up that time by Heath Sims. The kick went nowhere. In fact, it was a number 15 on the ground as Luke Odgers is on for South Gambier, so they've used the interchange bench. Comes to Michael Sims. It wobbles off the boot of the bridge. Sitting under it there, unattended, is Paul Salmon. No, it's Clayton, in fact. Clayton kicks it wide towards Michael Edwards on the run, and he's got hold of it. It could be a 50-metre penalty if you're not careful, Matty Chapman, but it will be a mark to Michael Edwards. And that was just too easy into the breeze. I know in the end he had to work hard, Michael Edwards, to take the mark, but it's exactly what he's done, and this ball game is about to be over if he kicks a goal here. Well,
Jim, it'll be a tough kick there, I'd say. That wind's really howling to his right. Be careful, Corey Anderson. Don't run too close.
Kick by Edwards, starts it right. It will not come back enough, and it is through for one behind. But the first score of the third quarter is with the Demons. They lead at 7-6-48. North Gambier 1-4-10.
Brad Gasparo to kick the ball back in, Jim. But why come this side, son? Don't go out there. He's going to go defensively. Sorry, it's Peter Allen. Kicks it straight into Luke Odgers' hands. Nearly South Gambier get the ball back now. Here's a go now with Brook. He's been very good. He can't pick the ball up. Hits it out again. North Gambier in there with numbers. South Gambier players throw themselves at the ball. Out comes Mullen there. Now we see Patzel. Sims with the long sleeve. Well done by number 55 there and Simon Brook to get the ball over the boundary line. But gee, Jim, now, wouldn't you be kicking out from full-back on this attacking side?
Well, why defend? You're 6 goals behind. You've got to kick 7 or 8 or 9 unanswered this quarter. Gee, it's a big ask, isn't it?
Huge.
Say it quickly, it's not so bad. Throw in by the boundary umpire. Who's in ruck? Forster's in ruck against Flett. Comes behind. Molly Patzel. Kick out of the pack. Will probably bounce through. No, it doesn't. It bounced sideways. Gee, that would have been a heartbreaker for North Gambier. Good kick off the ground that time by Wilson Smith. And we'll have a throw in on the opposite side of the ground.
Throw in now with the ruckman to go at it. Once again, this time it'll be Forster and Flett. Mick Ryan's dropped back a kick behind and formed the wall you talked about earlier on in the broadcast, Jim. Intelligent play here. In they go. Forster and Flett. Well done, Flett. Brings it to the front of the pack. Clayton. Good work, Clayton. Got the ball down. This could be close. Off the ground by South Gambier.
Rogers it was.
Fantastic work by the interchange player. But what a great disciplined job there by Nick Clayton, Jimmy. Just put the ball to the top of the square and Odgers run onto the ball and kicked it off the ground for a goal.
Gee, you could see Odgers' eyes light up. As soon as the ball left Clayton's foot, it was a foot race, and Luke Odgers just knew that ball was going to cross across the face of goal. It was a deflection, soccer style. Goal Odgers, goal South Gambier, 8 goals, 6:54. The Demons kicked the first 1-1 of this, the third quarter. It needed to be the other way. The Tigers needed them.
Almost like a training drill, Jim, wasn't it, really? Players knew where the ball was going. This South Gambier side's really moved into top gear now. They fight hard through Mullen. Comes out to Odgers. He has some important touches. Michael Edwards, Peter Allen, the veteran. Michael Sims. How sensational was that, Jim? They've got it on the attacking side now. It comes back in here to Clayton. He's having a bit of an impact and a good kick by Clayton. Discipline, Jim. Just make sure that they get the ball into the centre corridor or keep it on the attacking side.
Now, Darren Sims has a difficult kick on goal. It's a long, low kick into the breeze. Hands wanted. They all go up from behind. Kick off the ground attempted by Hart, and it's rushed through from behind by a very, very tenacious North defence that time. They had to be. They were desperate back there. And the first 8 points, 1 goal, 2 kicked. This is the opening third quarter on KTV's coverage of the Western Border League Grand Final for 2000. And the Demons have kicked 1 goal, 2 into the gale. Johnny Brown, or was it Allen kicked it in? Johnny Brown it might have been. Kicks it towards half-back. Punch forward by South Gambier. That's going to happen a lot.
Well done, Glennie Little.
Flett went without it. G's been frustrated. The conditions haven't helped him, but golly gosh, they need a big lift from him. He's their star, he's their trump. Michael Mullen, you have been wonderful. The kick goes forward, players can't read it, it drops short. Forster Shepherd is good. Finally South can work it forward, they can't. A chance that time, picked over. Sims got to pick up, he would have kicked the goal. He couldn't find a handle on it. His eyes lit up that time, Michael Sims, but he couldn't pick the ball up, and North rush it through from behind again.
One of the very few times he hasn't picked it up first grade.
Gee, he almost wrote it down next to his own name, David, but he couldn't get a handle on it. 8 goals, 8:56 to 1 goal, 4:10. The kick in from Allen that time drops in short. That's Wilson Smith. Well done, Bradley. The kick is good back towards the wing.
Adam Spencer underneath it. Stratford here. Here's this half-back line. Here. Well done by Daniel Stratford. Stringer backs it up now and just goes back for a second effort. Stringer now on his right foot, normally a left footer. Bit of a dangerous kick by Timmy, but Jamie O'Neill, good job Jamie O'Neill. Works in hard. South Gambier in there over Stringer. O'Neill, flat. Here we come to Sylvie. Kick a goal, Michael. I think he might have kicked a goal, Jim. It's skidded off the water, but it's hit the post.
You wouldn't believe that. They can't buy a goal, North Gambier, and I think 90% of this crowd wanted that to be a goal so we can make it a contest, and it's hit the post from Michael Sylvie. Gee, left foot is a dangerous goal.
I think then that Michael should have bowled his in-swinger and not his out-swinger, I reckon. Jim, he got the wrong swing on it. Hit the only puddle of water in the goal square, I reckon, and went the wrong way.
1-5-8-8.
They're coming attacking side, Jim. That's confidence for you, isn't it? Paul Mullen now gets his body over the ball. Good work by Bradley Wilson-Smith. Good job, Brad. Got his body in over and made sure that the ball stayed in their attacking zone.
He's made a difference.
Oh, he certainly has. A wonderful player with a big heart. Ball comes in. Ryan, flat. He's been good, flat. Close, Chapman. In there at close quarters was Paul Mullen. Glennie Little with the helmet on. Corey Anderson goes in tough. Back out there to Closey again. He's working hard. Stratford. Been very good, Daniel Stratford. Good job, Scotty. Flat by the big man. Good tackle, Stratford again. Gee, Jim, I tell you what, South Gambier's second and third efforts has certainly got them in front.
And gee, they're mean. They hate to give away a free kick, don't they? The tackle was just superb on Flett. He grabbed the jumper, rolled him so he couldn't give away the free kick for in the back. Very intelligent. Talking about intelligence, Scotty Gould's got it. He boots it back towards half-back flank. Allen's got the sit this time on Sims and does it well. Well played, Peter Allen. Gives it off, but not well. Looking for Close. Wasn't the best option that time. Put Close under the hammer. Anderson's been a bit quiet. It comes this time towards Chapman, who's been very quiet. Picked up by Mick Ryan. The Raging Bull says, look out, I'm on my way. And he boots it towards that outer side of the ground in front of the scoreboard. Simon Brook in a foot race with Michael Sims. That'd be interesting, over 100. Sims reads it better. Gets the hand pass off because he's got support. Guess who from? Michael Mullen. He kicks it back towards the half-forward flank. Michael Edwards has got pace to burn, but he's not so good on that left foot. It goes nowhere. North should be able to get out of trouble, although the tackle is good. They finally find the boundary line.
Jim, not only was the pickup of Michael Sims is good, but what about the shepherd to allow the player to come through? Got the ball away, got it off by hand, and then put the shepherd in to make sure his player was clear. Ball back in again. Flat. Darren Sims. Good work, Scotty Flat. He's knocked the ball down, got out again. Here's Michael Sims. Doesn't take possession. Clever play. Dribbles the ball around the boundary line, and once again it goes over on the...
Again, disciplined, David. Had few options, but don't kick it out in the full, and he doesn't. Terrific play, Michael Sims. You are a superstar.
And North Gambier just don't need the ball on this defence. The umpire throws it 30 metres towards North. They've finally got a break. Jamie O'Neill cross to, I think it was Brook, Simon Brook. Pedlar's underneath it. Goes to ground. Good work by David Chand. Holds his footing. Still in there, David Chand. He's been dragged off the ball. Corey Anderson's in there. He's been pulled off the ball. The umpire's put the whistle away. And now he's decided, once the ball's broke clear, to throw it up. Good umpiring by umpire Fowler, Jim. Just let him have a go.
I thought he missed the free kick on Chant. He was definitely impeded.
But then I thought Anderson was too, Jim, so maybe it squared itself up. Kick by Brook. Out, nearly a mark by Close. It comes out here towards Mullen. In goes Sylvie. He's over the ball. Hits it out. Well done, Sylvie. Good work by the 16-year-old in Spencer, but he kicks the ball over the line and out of bounds, deep in North Gambier's attacking zone, and Matty Fear, Jim, will bring the ball back in.
12 minutes or 11 minutes, David, into this, the third quarter. 8-8-1-5. KTV's coverage of the 2000 Grand Final in the Western Border League. Mulseed Park on a very windswept, at least the rain stopped, but a windswept Mulseed Park.
Blue skies, Jim.
And I tell you what, you'd have to be a gutsy cameraman to be up on top of the building in this sort of weather, David Case, but we've got them on KTV. Well, I can tell you what,
we haven't got them on KTV, mate. They've both got fishnet stockings on trying to keep warm, I reckon. Here's a kick in anyway by Matty Fear. He kicks the ball in towards the packet, drops short. Well done, Anderson. Good job, Close. Puts his body on the line. Patzel with the shaven head kicks it out towards the middle of the ground. Here comes Captain Courageous. Bradley Wilson-Smith onto the left boot. Looks out here for Sylvie. Can he turn him in? Good job, Sylvie. Gets onto the left foot, but can't quite bring it round enough. And it's... Ooh, Jim, I thought it was out of bounds on the full.
Scraped in for a point, David.
But who am I to say? the white-hatted goal umpires made the right decision.
Now, I'm being picky, but surely Chris Fenn would have realised that Sylvie is a left footer. He was going to fade back right, come back left. They haven't picked it up with Matty Fear at the other end either. I reckon it's fundamental.
You should perhaps learn your players, shouldn't you, Jim, before you go out and play on them?
Well, you know he's going to come left foot.
Yep. Here's a kick in. Go defensive side, Matty Fear. The ball sort of a mongrel flat punt, but it falls to the ground.
And Michael Mullen, you're very stiff not to get a free kick.
Goes in again. Comes out to Anderson. He props the ball up. He Sims. 3 North Gambier player, and he puts his body in between them and takes a beautiful mark.
And they've all led this side south too.
They have indeed, Jim. They're not frightened to come the attacking side. They don't really care where they are. And they've got the ball out on the attacking side. And maybe it's working in North Gambier's advantage. But they've made no inroads into it, Jim. As a matter of fact, they've lost the deficit even more. 8-8-56, 1-6-12 North. South Gambier currently enjoy a 44-point lead. Ryan, right arm swung, flat on the ground. Good on you, Scotty Flett, but he's been pinged for holding the ball.
And
You've got to feel sorry for Scotty Flett there, Jim. Got in and had a go and got penalised.
Gee, this bloke stands up in grand finals, doesn't he? He is just sensational for Western Border League football, this bloke. Wobbles one towards half-back. Not a real good kick, Mick, but you were into the gale. Here's a chance for Luke Odgers, who kicked the goal off the ground to open the third quarter. It comes loose. Shane Brook, you've been good. Gets back on the left foot. Hand pass that time to Close. Close gives it off to Sylvie.
Well done, Michael Mullen.
With the Willoughby, in fact, the free kick will go back to Garth Willoughby. Yep. The savage tackle by Michael Mullen. And he gives Garth one to go on with and got away with it too, which was interesting. Not that Michael Mullen normally does that, but Garth doesn't look too upset.
That's a pretty good combination, isn't it, Jim, at South? The captaincy of Ryan and the coach of McGregor have been good mates for a long time. And there's the big fella again. Sheer strength. Stratford, he's been pretty good. Has a look towards Mullen. Good work, Brook. He attacked the footy hard. In goes Odgers. Well done to Jason Allen. But they've gone the defensive side. Umpire Fowler might get a kick here if he's not careful. Scotty Gould gets underneath it.
Oh, very clever.
Well done, Scotty Gould. Just kept his footing and kicked the ball out. Adam Spencer, the 16-year-old, tries to get to the ball, but unfortunately it beats him over the line.
Gee, Timmy Stringer's been good today.
Oh, he's been very good, Jim, for a cool head for a kid of only 18 years of age. Him, Michael Sims, what two wonderful young lads. Ryan with the left hand. How many times have you seen that, Jim? Comes out here towards, I can't pick the player up. I think it was Michael Edwards it might have been. The ball's now in there. Good tackle by Molly Patzel. Out to Michael. Good tackle by Matthew Chapman. But too hard. Bad luck, Chappie. Fantastic attempt to tackle.
Gee, it looked good from
him.
Yeah,
it certainly did. Edwards now goes out the defensive side looking for, but not finding. I think that time it was Darren Sims.
Probably not the best choice by Michael Edwards that time. You know, I guess, you know, with a lead like they've got, they can sit on this for the rest of the game because it doesn't look as if they're going to kick 6 goals, but to even make up any leeway, North Gambier. But Michael Edwards that time went to the defensive side of the ground. Well, into the goal, you could probably understand that.
Free kick, North Gambier.
What I'm saying, if you'd have kicked it this side, Michael, you make it more entertaining. Yeah. Because it gives North a chance to score.
Jason Allen.
Kicked in short. Oh, gee, they've got some turnovers. Brook goes in hard. That's a good young player. Comes loose this time, Jamie O'Neill, one of the basketballers, and he should thump it long, Jamie. He chips away very unintelligently, and David Chant takes the mark.
They'll come attacking side now, I reckon, Jim.
Oh,
David
really?
Chant. It doesn't really matter now because they've all picked his best. It's just a bit too slow.
David Chant will give you nothing.
No.
And he thumps it defensive side and does it very well. Mick Ryan's there, perhaps at the target. Michael Mullen and Mick Ryan, what a combination they've been over the years. Mullen's right foot kick just wobbles along the boundary line. They gain 30 metres.
Gee, we've been calling these names for a while now, Jim. Some of these South Gambier names, but they've been around a long time. Mullen, Chant, Ryan.
Mullen woke up this morning. He said, could it rain more, please?
Here we go. The ball's thumped back into play. It looks like Timmy Stringer might be coming from the ground for a rest. Corey Jacobs, I'd say, might be the player to come on. Working in there hard is South Gambier now. Comes out here through, I think it's Sylvie in there, is it? No.
Free kick.
Free kick, Jim, will be given to North Gambier, and it'll go to... I can't... It's just too far away. Come to Jason Allen anyway. Allen comes in. Corey Anderson! One of the few times he's got in front and should have their first genuine attempt to kick a goal. Corey is 35 metres out on his favoured side, on his left foot, and I would say that Corey Anderson should slot this one through.
It's taken him 16 minutes.
Yep.
Well, providing he kicks this. to get the first goal of the third quarter with the gale at their back. That's how stingy and relentless the defence has been for South Gambier. And it's a difficult shot by Corey Anderson. It'll be a very good goal if he kicks it, but gee, young fella, you need it for your side. Terrific potential, this kid. Runs in, slips in the mud, won't even make the distance. The fists come from South Gambier, comes to ground, kick off the pack wanted. Mick Ryan says no chance, I'm giving it out. Willoughby, that time no, it's Sylvie falls on top of it. He wanted to get on that left foot, couldn't hold his feet, closes over it, wanting a free kick, won't get it. Not in the grand final, Andrew. Comes out the back, kick to nowhere. 4 South Gambier defenders set up the wall
And
across
they've
the back
still
line.
got one loose.
And Michael Edwards has got the mark. And what do you do, Michael? You wait for options up forward. He slows it down and does. Chips in short. Who's he looking for? Molly Patchell. Close one high.
Great mark.
Comes to ground.
Could have been nearly
Allen,
paid
down
on
it
daylight
was,
today.
over the top of it. The umpire says, no, I'm sorry. He didn't have a chance to get rid of that. And despite the good tackle from Molly Patchell, Johnny Brown is not penalised for that one. Adam Fowler sets us underway again. Ball goes to no one. Flett finally got a hand to it. Corey Anderson working hard, tried hard the kid, but he's locked up in a tackle with Chris Fenn that time.
Could have nearly played the Andrew close mark, couldn't you, Jim?
No, didn't control it.
Really? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're an umpire, you should know.
And we're never wrong. They're never
Good
wrong.
work, O'Neill. He's been a great player for North Gambier. Bursts out of the pack. Corey Jacobs on the ground for the first time, but it beats him and goes over bounds on the over the boundary line, and it'll be thrown in over there by the boundary umpire. And by gee, Jim, I tell you what, these boundary umpires would have worked hard today. Up and down this ground into the wind. It's a big job for those boys. They're doing a good job.
And they're terrifically fit young men, and they do it very well. But 17 minutes have ticked over in the third, and North have not kicked a goal.
Back into play. Ryan, that left hand again, Jim. Here's Sylvie on that left foot, as she said before. Haven't picked it up. Well done there by Shane Allen. He gets across to Jamie O'Neill, and North Gambier score their second goal at the 17-minute mark here of the third term through the good skills of Jamie O'Neill. And I reckon, Jim, he's close to being, along with Scotty Flett, North Gambier's best player.
Well, the only two have kicked goals, David,
Yep.
coincidentally. Scotty Flett got the first of the match. Jamie O'Neill kicks that one. In between time, South have kicked 8. Unanswered up until then. So it's 8-8-56 to 2 goals 6, 18. And they've both kicked 1 goal. Well, South have kicked 1-3 this quarter. North have kicked 1-2. So they still trail on the scoreboard despite having a gale at their back from the centre bounce. Scotty Flett, good punch. Got high that time. Very good athlete. And tackled high was Willoughby. No, it's Sylvie, sorry. Left foot he'll go.
Keep
now
it
you
this
need to guide
side.
it. And he does, Michael. That's a good kick. Good lead by by Spencer. Came short. In goes Corey Anderson. Weaves and ducks and kicks a left footer, but it's going to drift offline and taken over the line that time in defence. And it's on the full.
Oh, that's a big call by the boundary umpire. I thought maybe that Matty Fear might have hit it inside
Now,
the
what will
playing
Matty Fear
field.
do? He'll run the clock down if he's wise. They're coming towards the 20-minute mark.
Won't be a long quarter this either, Jim, I wouldn't think, would it be? Only 2 goals
Only
kicked.
2 kicked. There won't be long. Gee, the kick holds up, doesn't it? In the ground. That's how strong the wind is. You're gone, Glenn Little. Sun was in the umpire's eye, so he got away with it. And there'll be a ball up.
Good tackle. Very good tackle, wasn't it, there by
Well, he
put
did
on?
try and break the tackle,
Yep,
and technically.
yep.
Although I think it's a terrible rule.
Do you? Yeah, yeah.
I reckon if you go and get it, you should be given some real option to get rid of it. Not the first option.
Jim, Scotty Flett, hasn't he been sensational this quarter? He's given absolutely...
There he is again.
He's rucked, he's roved, he's done everything. Good work by Fear to push back there.
Nolte's done very little.
Yeah, hasn't had a great contribution to the game at all.
Where do you
actually,
play him? That's the issue.
Well, Jim, he's not real mobile, and I think maybe...
Yeah, but these conditions
Oh,
are shooting
yeah.
to the ground.
Well, he should be able to slug it away
How's
with
the kick?
Ryan, shouldn't he? Yeah, fantastic. Corey Jacobs just come on the ground. Scotty Gould's been good. Comes out here towards... Oh, good catch. That's a very, very good mark by Darren Sims. Gee, he's lifted his football this year, Jim. He's been a very good player all year. What's the best players in there most week? Good work by Willoughby, although he's died out of the game a bit, but I really believe they need him in the midfield. Comes out now towards where Michael Sims got one hand. Peter Harton, he hasn't done a great deal, but then again, why would he have to? Because big Mick Forster comes out to South Gambier. Luke Hodges, one pick. Good handball over the top towards Brooks. Comes out South Gambier. Here we picked up through Molly Patchell again, and he kicks a goal. Well done, South Gambier, particularly back here in this back half. Corey Jacobs kicked out beautifully from fullback. Big Darren Sims got on the end of it. They worked it through Hodges, and on the end of it was Molly Patchell, just through the sheer weight of numbers, Jim. Being able to have self-belief in yourself and they've answered the goal that North Gambier got 3 minutes ago.
And Michael Mullen, you are just unique. Geez, relishing the conditions. Number 8, sensational player, set it up from back here. Terrific delivery from the full back line initially.
Yeah, Corey Jacobs set it up. It was a magnificent kick to touch. Fantastic. Picked the player out in these conditions, which is fantastic. A free kick will be given. I reckon Scotty Flett's hurt himself a bit there. A player too early off the 50-metre square. Big fella, Mick Ryan, good skills. Comes across to Molly Patzel. He has a left footer going into that defensive side. Michael Sims works forward. Sims is in there. He hasn't got the footy. And Jack Dempsey's seen it. And the free kick will go to Michael Sims. And look at the half-back line of the South boys pushing forward, Jim. Fantastic, these boys. They've run up and down the ground all day. Michael Sims chips over and finds Paul Mullen.
Mullen's already kicked a goal, kicked one in the opening quarter.
Another short pass in here to Michael Edwards. And they're gradually working the ball on the attacking side.
And the gale just
Another lead from Nick Clayton. Good work, South Gambier. They're just working the ball inch by inch into their forward line. Edwards gives another lead, but he'll go unnoticed as Nick Clayton now made a 35-minute lead. Put it to the top of the square, Nicky, and let's see what happens. He comes in. That's exactly what he does. Puts it to the top of the square. Someone needs to take a mark for North Gambier. It's at the bottom of the pack. They do clear it away. Well done, Scotty Flett. You are an absolute legend. It comes out to Michael Mullen. He's cleaned up big time. Front on tackle to his head. And Michael Mullen, your man, Jim, will take a free kick.
Yep. Look, he's not a real goal kicker, so I'm not prepared to say this is a chance. But he does have the wind coming across his right shoulder.
His goal kicking ability matches Mick Ryan's pace, you reckon, Jim?
Well, in that case, it's a certainty. Come on, Michael, kick a goal. You deserve it, son. 9-8 plays, 2-7. And Mickey Mullen is about to kick this one. Will he get a score?
He kept it
Chips
low.
away, kept it low, marked on the line by your man, Scotty Flett. He was accurate.
Very accurate.
Didn't have the legs in the end that time. And Scotty Flett
He
wobbles one towards Sir Jamie O'Neill, but met solidly that time by the South Gambier opponent. Comes loose. Players going in top of it here. They'll get it away through Johnny Brown. He's been very handy back there. Chris Fann almost took a classic.
Good work, Jason Allen.
Jason Allen. The ball will run loose as a foot race. Daniel Stratford in front. Jason Allen closing him down. Stratford off the ground takes place. The percentages. He'll go again. Daniel Stratford picks it up, keeps it in front of him very nicely indeed. Well played.
Yeah, good job by Stratford. Very good job. Kept the awareness about him. Kept his footing, Jim, and made sure that the ball went to the boundary line. Throw in again, right in front of our broadcast position. Flett and Ryan, both been sensational players. Comes out to O'Neill. He got cleaned up 5 minutes ago. Chrissy Fann drops another mark. Get back on it.
Day.
No, he certainly hasn't, Jim, and maybe the pace of the game, just realising just how much difference there is in the setup between Western Border and Mid-South East. Shane Brook gets around. Back onto his right foot. Kicks to the goal square. Great kick, Shane
Brook. Lovely goal.
It just goes to show you, Jim, when you get the ball on the attacking side, you can make something out of nothing.
Shane Brook kicks one for the North Gambier Tigers. It's a bit of a consolation in this, the third, because we're into time on, but very, very nice kick for goal. Very well executed by number 33, Shane Brook.
Well, Jim, I don't know about you, but there's one player that really has taken this third quarter up another level, and that's young Scotty Flett, Jim. I reckon he has been an absolute lion-hearted effort. He's rucked, he's been at the bottom of packs, he's taken marks down back, he's pushed forward, and he has just run himself ragged in this quarter, and yet North Gambier still trail by somewhat 6 goals. Some of his teammates should have a real good look and think, let's get in and give this young bloke a bit of a hand.
Lovely goal by Brook. Gee, that was an
Certainly was.
intelligent kick. But I must say, Chris Fenn, you've twice in the last 2 plays, you've lost your feet.
Yep.
And immediately you do that, you're out of the contest. Throw up by umpire Jack Dempsey. Umpiring has been very, very good.
Been
Into the ground it
sensational,
goes.
Jim.
There's mud in there too, just how much it's rained. And
These
Jack
2
Dempsey says,
umpires,
"We'll do
Jim,
it
have
again."
been absolutely outstanding.
Only 4 goals kicked for the quarter, so there won't be a lot of time on, and the Demons will come home with the goal, and they currently lead it by 37 points.
Ball comes out now. It's South Gambier through Michael Mullen. He's back in there again. Second, third effort. Comes out here now to that bloke Odgers, who's just come on the ground. Close, he's got his head over the ball. Gets out towards where the player's out of him. A free kick's been given, though. Dempsey's right in against it, and Johnny Brown. Johnny Brown will relieve the pressure for North Gambier now. Bring it this side, Johnny. He does. Straight down the middle. Looking for Sylvie. Anyone up there. As the ball comes over the back. Here comes Michael Edwards. He'll use his pace. Gets it round towards O'Neill, Willoughby and Mullen. North Gambier through numbers. Should be able to get away. Mullen's back in there attacking hard. Well done, O'Neill. Good work, Stratford, and we'll get a free kick.
Well,
there is no doubt about that.
Good decision by the umpire.
Held his whistle too, Jim, to make sure it didn't spring free, and waited in case there was an advantage, and then just Stratford got the free kick.
Now, Daniel, will you keep it this side or will you go defensive side? Now, bring it up towards the clubhouse side. Kick wobbles off the boot, gets 25, 30 metres. In front, Scotty Gould. Off the hands, it comes off Chapman. Off the full that time on Matty Chapman's leg. And the free kick will go to Michael Edwards.
And Michael Sims has hurt himself, hurt his knee, Jim. Oh, no, don't tell me it's the knee he did a few years ago. Michael Sims is in a bit of trouble here.
Yep, he knows it.
He knows it too, Jim. I think he's in a lot of trouble, Michael Sims. Let's just hope it's not that troublesome knee, because of a young bloke of that ability. Let's just pray that this young man hasn't done that knee. He doesn't look good, Jim, does he? He looks in all sorts of trouble.
No, he's gone.
The ball now kicked out towards where Paul Mullen and Chris Fenn. Keep your footing now, Fenny. Out comes Mullen. He gets it down. Good chase by Spencer. He's got the weight of numbers, though. Comes out to Corey Jacobs. The two boys from the interchange from South have both had inputs in this quarter. Back to Jacobs again. Keeps his footing. Kicks it out wide. Molly Patzel, they got numbers out there. But Paul Mullen's underneath the ball and will mark the ball. Jim, they've taken young Michael Sims straight up the race, and I tell you what, that does not look good. In comes Michael Edwards now. Kicks out towards where we've got Timmy Stringer's just come on. Well done, Willoughby. Well done, Stringer. In comes that centre half back. Here's a duel between Anderson and Gould. Well done, Willoughby again. Got his body in over the ball. Back in there is Anderson and Willoughby. Good job, you North Gambier boys. You had 4 on you there, but you kept at it. Good
work
job.
by Corey Anderson.
Yeah, certainly was, Jim.
Time.
A sensational job. The
Nice
two boys there, and Willoughby and Anderson, were very good. Ryan, with that left hand, hits it out, and there's the siren. For three-quarter time.
Three-quarter time, South Gambier lead it. They come home left of screen with the gale in the final term. 9-8-62, North Gambier 3-7-25.
Can we do that? To the truck here. Yeah, rightio.
About to get underway, and this is the final quarter of KTV's coverage of the Western Border League Grand Final for the year 2000. And the Demons about to come home with the gale at their back, leading by 6 goals plus. And you'd reckon from here, North Gambier, no chance at all. And the Demons straight into attack on towards that defensive side of the ground. Matty Chapman getting back for North. Clever kick off the ground, should find the boundary line. In fact, it does. And we'll have a throw in. 9-8 to 3-7. The Demons about to make it 5 on end and 7 in the last 11 years. Mickey Ryan, Big Mick, thumps it back. Good mark. Shane Brook has worked well at both ends. Been a good player, Shane Brook.
Yeah,
today.
been a very good player. Both the Brook boys, Shane and Simon, I thought have had their moments.
Shane Brook. Defensively, and they'll be back down there a lot this quarter, North Gambier, because South have the gale at their back. Can create something early, North, and perhaps get a goal and put a bit of life into it? They need 2 or 3. It's not going to happen this time. Scotty Gould got a rough kick across to Timmy Stringer, and Timmy Stringer sitting underneath it.
And
just
Jim,
on
where
the
did
edge
they
of
bring the
square.
ball? From the defensive side to the attacking side.
Stringer, long kick from a stand and deliver. Underneath it, Brook dropped the mark. Forster's got an opportunity. Tries to shove it onto the foot, but a good smother. They go over the top of it. There'll be a ball up here. They're going nowhere.
Dangerous
North are
spot
playing
now.
for pride.
And also, Jimmy, we've got to pay compliments to the West Gambier Footy Club for the way they prepared this ground. This ground stood up magnificent, continuing the amount of rain that they've had here early on in the day.
Absolutely. And
3 games on this, and it's been magnificent, hasn't it? So
and
well done.
Really teamed with rain,
Yep.
folks.
And well done to Jill Hosking and her group out here at West Gambier today. They're providing a magnificent venue. Jamie O'Neill still up there flying for the ball.
Shane
Out come Brook again. He's done really well. Fantastic job by the
No
Brook
Simon
boys.
that time.
They've both been very good, the Brook boys. And this game now, Jim, is it only a formality?
Well, 9-8-3-7, Gale at your back, you're 6 goals, 1 in front, and you've played for 2 minutes in the final quarter of a premiership or a grand final. And I'll tell you what, you'd need a lot to come back from here, North.
Exactly.
But they're gallant, they're good lads, they've got big hearts, they'll try, but they're up against the pros. Mullen, there's a pro for you. This is Shane Brook.
So Shane and Simon Brook have both had possessions, 2 or 3 possessions each in the last quarter. He comes low and wide, but straight into the arms of Michael Mullen. You watch him switch the ball to the centre of the ground now, Jim. He won't muck around on that defensive side. Harry, look, he's indicating now, and he'll bring the ball into that centre corridor. Comes out, oh, big Forster. There's Darren Sims, Garth Willoughby's back here. There goes Michael Mullen over the top of the ball. Well done there by Peter Harton. Well done by North Gambier's Johnny Brown. Gets the ball over the line. Gaspari's in there, and they'll throw the ball back in, deep in South Gambier's attacking zone. Ball to be thrown in now by the boundary umpire. Gee, that ball's wet and heavy now, Jim. It'd be like kicking a brick. They throw it back in, but don't give them a new ball, whatever you do. They throw it back in. Comes down now towards Peter Harton, and he kicked the goal off his left boot out of the ruck. And South Gambier now starts celebrating, boys, because you've got the year 2000 premiership in the bag. 10 goals, 8 to 3 goals, 7. Thank you very much. These South Gambier boys will certainly be celebrating long and hard this weekend.
Second goal for Harton, the leading goal kicker in the competition.
And Duncan McGregor, you should be sitting back with great pride now. First as a premiership player, now as a premiership coach.
10-8, 68, 3-7, 25, and South Gambier, they roll on. Mick Ryan, left-handed punch that time, got it down. Here's Shane Brook, been very good. Kicks across ground. Leading is Daniel Stratford. Chris Fenn's back there. The shepherd should come from Stratford. It does. Fenn can't find the handle. And he's almost looked a bit out of his class at this level. That's a hard comment because he's a good player, but he hasn't had a good one today, Chris Fenn. It's gone up a notch. He'll hear those comments and he'll have an absolute blinder next year. Here comes Mullen. Mullen kicks it back. This is Clayton taken high. Should have been a free kick. Is a free kick, Nick Clayton, but you earned that one.
Gee, Nicky Clayton today, Jim, he's been good, hasn't he? Hasn't done anything spectacular, but just his weight of his body and putting his body on the line's been sensational.
Nick Forster from behind has taken a big one, and gee whiz, Peter Allen just turned around and says, "What do you want me to do, coach?"
How big and strong is this bloke?
They can't match up on him.
The story goes, if Ryan doesn't get you, Forster will. What more can you do? Here comes the big fella. Walks in. Kicks that goal, and I think he might have just missed, Jim.
He's got it.
No, he's got it through. 3 goals to big Nick Forster now. And the...
Make it 4, Dave.
4 goals. And the South machine just rolls on once again. Year 2000, and the South Gambier boys are certainly going to be the premiers. They will celebrate long and hard out of Demonland there tonight. And Duncan McGregor and Kurt Slavin, they'll be 2 very, very happy leaders at the South Gambier Football Club for season year 2000 premiers. There's no doubt about that, even at the 6-minute mark of the last quarter.
And what about someone like Bobby Adderwell? Now, you look at Bobby tonight and say, Bobby, you getting sick of this, are you?
I hope he freezes like we did during the reserves. I hope he's sitting in the most coldest place in the whole place at South Gambier. Corey Anderson now goes back. Kicks it on his right foot. Unfortunately, slips a little bit as he does. Stringer's got it on the Western Border motive here and kicks it in front of the crowd. And by gee, Jim, there's a big crowd built up in front of the West Gambier club rooms here now. They've braved the elements all day.
It's by normal standards, it's a very poor crowd.
Yep.
But by the relative to the day, it's actually quite a good one, because the conditions were terrible prior to the start and during that first quarter. But it's settled down quite a bit now, in fact, and the wind is still howling, of course, but the rain had stopped. It rained almost continually through the reserves grade game, which was won by South Gambier. Free kick picked up for North Gambier here, and it will go to... Glenn Little. The Grant High School teacher, Glenn Little, chips away in towards that forward line. Bit forlorn now, playing for pride now. North Gambier comes to the ground, working his way through. Chris Venny stood up a notch when the pressure's on, did Chris, and kicks it back towards half-back. And this guy's nearly been best in the ground, Michael Edwards.
Michael Edwards.
He has been sensational for a number of years. Kicks away short this time. Who's he looking for out here? Daniel Stratford, been very good as well. Pick a bad player on the South Gambier side.
Here's Daniel Stratford, been one of their best players, Jim, along with the rest of their half-back line. And I reckon that when you pick best players in sides, you look at who stood up in the first quarter, and I reckon it was those half-back three. Fear, Gould and Stratford, I thought was sensational early on. Umpire to throw it back in. Free kick given, though, to Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen now brings the ball around the defensive side. Looking down here for Darren Sims, who was very good early. Out comes Peter Harton. Garth Willoughby's back in there. Kicks the ball out wide. Looking here for Sylvie, who works his position in front.
Good
They're on the
work,
defensive side, though. They need to get the ball back into the centre corridor. Sylvie now. Can he get North moving?
How's he bowled into the breeze?
Yeah, very good. Kicks the ball down low now, but here again, once again, is that half-back line. It comes out here now, and have a look who's on his own here, Jim. It's Nick Clayton. Clayton looking for Edwards. He was in the back pocket 5 minutes ago. It comes over the back. Down here towards Peter Harton. Hits it out the back. Michael Edwards is in there. North Gambier hit it out through Peter Allen. They're in there having a real red-hot dip. Sam Griffin's in there, and he's paid him holding the ball.
Against, who's that against?
Oh,
well, I think
that's against
the two North players are actually holding it in, David, which is technically correct.
But that, as you said earlier on, Jim, that's a tough decision. When you're 8 goals down in the grand final, that really hurts.
Nick Forster to kick for goal number 5 and goal number 12 for the Demons. Oh, that's a shocker. Take him off.
Good job by the big fella.
He kicked it like Mick Ryan would. Come on, Nick, lift your game. It scrambled in for a point. Salvaged some pride from that one. Oh dear, oh dear. And they're playing for bronze at the moment. Silver and North Gambier. If they don't improve, they'll only get the bronze. Shane Brook on the fly from the kick-in. Boots a long one towards that defensive side of the ground and does it well. Sitting underneath it, Jason Allen. No, it wasn't. He couldn't take the mark out there. It was, in fact, Jason Allen. And the ball will come off his hands and will be thrown in. Gee, disappointment again for North Gambier.
Yes, Jim, they've been there now 3 or 4 times and just can't get over the line. But then again, I suppose you've got to look at it. At least they're there. There's 8 other clubs that didn't make it. So good, you know, at least they've made it. But they've just been outclassed today by the gun side of the competition. Kicked in by Paul Mullen. Peter Allen comes out, gets on his left boot, kicks it to the defensive side. Out comes South Gambier. Heath Sims tries to get in there. They're in there at it hard now, the South and North. They're still battling to the end. Players throw himself in and the umpire comes in now and will throw it up. And once again, Jim, we cannot compliment these umpires enough. We've been doing this call now for a good many years. I reckon this is the best exhibition of umpiring I've seen for a long time.
Done it very well under the conditions. Close works his way through the pack. Hasn't had a lot of touches in this the second half. Boots it out wide. Daniel Stratford took it out of someone's hands, out of Sylvie's hands that time, but not paid. Kicks it across to Matty Fear, and Matty Fear will get on that trusty left foot and thump it back into attack for South Gambier. What a comeback it's been for this bloke.
Yep.
Called to play on. Gets underneath it a little, inside 50, and Johnny Allen sitting underneath it will take the mark. Johnny Brown, sorry.
Johnny Brown now. Bring it this side, Brownie. You can't afford to go defensive now. Take it out that defensive side, back to where Stratford is again. Gets his left hand on it. Out there is Brook, who's running onto the ball. Well done, Jason Allen. Brings it round to Matthew Pedlar, and Matthew Pedlar's a long way from goals. Brings it back to the centre corridor. Good work. This kid's worked well too, Jim, I reckon. Corey Anderson.
Had a real dip.
He's had a fair dinkum go at the footy. Unfortunately, things haven't gone his way, and he kicks the ball out of bounds. Just to the well, inexperience from the lad, but he can hold his head tonight along with Scotty Flett. They've both really had a fair dinkum go for the North Footy Club. Ball thrown back in. Anderson over the top. Grabs the ball out of the air. Gets onto his left hand. Well done again by Anderson, but finds Scotty Gould. Gould now brings the ball back in the centre corridor. Up towards Nicky Clayton. He stands his ground. Puts his body on line, and the umpire stands off the play and will throw the ball up.
Umpire Adam Fowler, along with his partner Jack Dempsey, have been terrific today. We've commented on the quality of the umpiring. Good hit that time by Nolte. It's sharked by Patzel. Kicks it back towards goal. Johnny Allen this time. Peter Allen, that is. Peter gets it. Drives it to that defensive side of the ground out there. Long chase for number 24 is Garth Willoughby, but the ball will beat him over the line.
Jim, I think the thing that really has impressed me with the umpiring is that they've been a combination. No one umpire's wanted to dominate. There's just been a combination that you wouldn't have even known has been out there.
Terrific job. Darren Sims talking about terrific jobs. Paul Mullen hits it over the top. They're running on goal now. Here's Michael Mullen. He'd love to kick one into the square. Bounces, but through for a behind. It's all academic. It's 11-10-76 to 3-7-25.
And the scoreboard shows North Gambier currently. If we can have a shot at the scoreboard, North Gambier playing no one. And no one's leading 11-9-75 to North 3-7-25.
Does that mean South lose their score? The South Gambier sign is blown away in the gale, but it's North that's been blown away in reality. Over the back, Nolte. He's trying to work hard on this last quarter. Gets a kick inside.
Kick a goal, Matty Fear.
Matty Fear on the left foot. Bang, says Matty Fear, but he's offline. It's through for 1 point. A typical backman's kick, Matthew Fear. Get back over that centre line and where you belong. Terrific young fella. 1 point only.
Well, they haven't had a passenger, South Gambier, have they, Jim? They have not had the two boys that come off the interchange in Odgers and Corey Jacobs have just been fantastic. But I think one of the sad notes of the day, and no doubt it will be, we'll know further later on in the week, just to the extent of the injury of Michael Sims, and that will certainly sadden the premiership. There's Michael Mullen, your man, taking a mark 35 metres out directly in front. But let's hope that Michael Sims is okay, Jim. That is only one thing that concerns me during this call.
Now the goal-kicking Mullen, you'll love that. About to line up from outside 50. It'll be the goal of the day, Mickey, if you kick it. He lets it go. It's on its way. A typical backman. Go back to the back pocket, Michael. He's missed to the right as well. And he holds his head.
I'm afraid to say, Michael, you have the attributes of every other part of your game except goal kicking. You and Mick Ryan, you've both got something in common. You can't kick for goal and Ryan can't
11, 12, 78, 3, 7, 25. That's
Darren
a cakewalk
Sims
now for the D's.
Good job, Darren Sims. He's been a great player today too, Jim. They're big men. When you consider the conditions, Harden, Forster, Ryan, Sims, Gould, they've been good up and down the spine, haven't they? They've been very good up and down there.
All year.
Yep.
Quality.
And just complemented by their running players. If Mick Ryan doesn't get best man on the ground, Jim, I'll go he. Here's
I
Corey.
think he's got a few, you're not far behind him.
Yeah,
Mate.
Corey Anderson's been good too for North Gambier, but a free kick's been picked out and given here to Chris Fenn. He stepped up since you bagged him, Jim. Chrissy Fenn now, the former Neng Worry boy, comes inside. Good work by Scotty Good. He's in the forward line. Stringer, good hands. Brings Clayton back to Molly Patzel. Patzel over the top. Here's a chance for Odgers for the interchange player, but he can't score the goal. And another point to the South Gambier side, who are back on the scoreboard again, leading 11-13 to 3-7.
Gee, their team orientation is terrific,
very good. Fantastic.
Always ready to give the first one.
They play for each other, these boys. They don't care who gets it or when they get it, as long as they can win grand finals. And haven't they been good at that? Good work there by Brook. The Brook boys have been very good in this quarter, Jim. Both of them been very good players. When you look that you've got Adam Salmon off the ground for maybe a bit over a quarter, you're a pretty good side when you can have someone like an interleague player like Salmon sitting on the bench for the last bit of the game. Comes out now towards where Corey Anderson, he's been good this quarter, Jim. He certainly had a go. Matty Fear, as solid as ever on that half-back line, and will relieve the pressure for South Gambier. Best players will be hard to pick now, Jim. Chrissy Fenn holds the mark and holds his footing. Close, he steps in a bit and perhaps just takes one on the point of the chin. Keep it this side, Fenny. He goes down the middle of the ground looking for and finding Paul Mullen.
Gee, that's a
great mark. Fantastic mark. He had him coming all different ways at him, but he's a bit too far out now, kicking this brick of a football from 55 metres out.
I reckon it's Mick Ryan or Michael Mullen for best.
Yep.
It's between the two.
Yeah, but Michael Mullen's only got to walk out in the ground. You'll give him votes. Well done, Darren Sims. Good job. Great mark. If you had been umpiring senior Western Border footy this year, Jim, Michael Mullen would have won the medal, wouldn't he?
By a long way.
By a long way.
I even gave him votes in games he didn't play.
Yeah, they tell me he polled 9 votes in the under-18s this year.
Kick from Darren Sims. 11-13, 3-7. It's a cakewalk now.
And
Sims
the
kicks a
big
goal.
fella kicks a goal.
Number 2 for Darren Sims. Goal kickers for South Gambier. That's Sims' second. They race along to 12-13, 85 to 3-7, 25. Big lead now. Goal kickers for the Demons. Nick Forster's kicked 4. Peter Harton's kicked 2. Darren Sims has kicked 2. 1 each to Matty Patzel, Luke Odgers, Nick Clayton and Paul Mullen. Paul Harton got 1 if I didn't mention him in there, and that's their 12 goals 13. 12 goals 13. 85 to 3-7, 25. It's 10 goals, 60 points.
18-minute mark of the last quarter. Up they go. Flett's still in there. Comes out to Mullen. Mullen onto his left boot. Comes down here towards Paul Mullen. He's inside 30 metres now. And this South Gambier side now is really, really rubbing the salts into the wound of the North Gambier players. Scotty Flett, Corey Anderson, you two boys have been sensational today. You've really had a red-hot dip. But the South Gambier team overall has just been far superior. Mullen comes in.
Bang.
Thank you very much. 35 metres out at the 19-minute mark of the last quarter. And Paul Mullen puts one through at post height to give South Gambier an absolute... what word could I use, Jimmy? Help me out here.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable lead of 13-13 to 3-7. 11-goal lead in the 19-minute mark of the last quarter here at Mulseed Park. Fantastic job by this South Gambier Footy Club. Earlier on in the day, they won the Reserves Premiership. And now they're going to go on and make Duncan McGregor not only a Premiership player, but also a Premiership coach.
Second goal for Paul Mullen, and it came from the boot of Michael Mullen. And I just thought I'd tell you, David. And they're leading 13-13 to 3-7. And she is now one-sided. They've kicked 4 goals. 5 in this quarter, 4-5 in this quarter, the Demons, and they have not scored again so far in the final quarter. North Gambier again into the breeze in the second quarter, didn't score either.
There you go. Up they go. It's taken out of the centre now. It's on for you. They're really having a go here now. Out comes the North Gambier and South Gambier players. They're just jumping on top of the ball, and they're really having a fair income go here right at this last. Like North Gambier, to all their credit, they got their on-ball players and that are really having a fair income dip. There goes Scotty Flett. Mick Ryan. Michael Sylvie comes out. Pedler works his way in front. They got numbers back. Here comes Jason Allen. Well done by Jason Allen. It gets to the forward line. Corey Jacobs, the best interchange player in the league, comes out here towards Paul Mullen. Mullen's got inside the footy. Scotty Gore runs off. Good chase, Corey Anderson. Brilliant shepherd by Odgers. He laid the shepherd on. Harton comes out with Brad Gaspari. Good job by young Gaspari. Here's the galloping gasometer in Mickey Ryan. Off with that left-handed handball. Cross to Molly Patzel. In towards the forward line. Here again is Nicky Clayton.
Goal.
And he bangs one goal. But he's just missed to the left. Good job by South Gambier. Brilliant work there, teamwork and structure, and they force the ball forward for another point. But a great job by the South Footy Club late in this last quarter.
Gee, they're looking good. They are relentless.
They are the true professionals, this South Gambier unit. They'll be saying out at South tonight when someone says, Peter Sims, they'll be saying, Peter who? We got Duncan McGregor now.
Peter who? And a free kick? No, it's going to be a throw in deep in the right forward pocket for the South Gambier Demons. They lead at 13-14, 92 to North Gambier. 3-7-25. It's been one-way traffic. Really one-way traffic since the start of that second quarter. The Demons with the gale have been terrific, and into the breeze they have not been able to score. Not even a point, North Gambier. That's significant because into the breeze South Gambier have been able to kick 4 goals 4. And that's been part of the difference, is also being able to use the breeze South too. They are just fantastic. And a free kick for out on the full go against the Demons this time, and a free kick back there will be taken by, it looks like it might be heavily disguised as Shane Brook. Could in fact be Shane Brook.
The other thing is too, Jim, it's not just the ability that South Gambier have had to score with the breeze. I think what hurt North Gambier more than anything else was that in fact they were able to get in front when they didn't have the breeze. So they've led the game just about all day. Scotty Flett still working hard late in this quarter. Well done by Stratford. He's been a great player. In comes to Chant. He's moved up the ground now. There's 2 players in the back 50 here of the 2 sides. It's all up around where the ball is. There's about 32 players over the ball. Play on, the advantage called. Brad Gaspari plays on, but kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Wasted, but no one to kick to either. And Darren Sims is probably having a run of ruck rover on. He's a long way from centre-half forward, I'll tell you. And Darren Sims chips away. Who's he looking for? He's found Scotty Gill. Couldn't take the mark. We'll get a free kick. Scotty Gill. He's taken out of the action. And Gill gets a free kick. I'd say he's a kick and a half. 2 kicks away from a goal with Scotty.
Yep.
He'll get it on its way, though. 13-14 to 3-7. It's another Demon premiership. Dropping in short, and Michael Mullen's going to get a kick at about time too, Michael. It's been at least 3 minutes since you've touched the ball, Mullen. What have you been doing, Mickey? And he's going to put on a kick now towards that northern goal. And he, for mine, is best on the ground, David.
Yes.
Look, I'm the biggest rat for Mick Ryan of all time.
If you can kick this goal, Jim, I reckon he'll be best on the ground.
Kick it, please, Mick. Shoots on that northern goal, and he's going to fade right. Oh, he's hopeless.
Get the runner out, drag him off the ground. You can't kick goals like that in the grand final. You shouldn't be out there.
13-15, 93 to 3-7, 25.
No, Mickey Mullen, you are a sensation. You are an absolute credit to yourself. To you and your footy club, mate, you are an absolute legend. When you're watching this over the weekend, sit back and enjoy and just watch yourself play such a wonderful brand of footy. The ball will be brought back in again.
You know Mick does. He only edits the bits he's in.
Turn the volume down, Mick, and just watch it. The ball's kicked back in, up towards Johnny Brown, over the top. Out here towards, I think that was Matthew Fear, and the mark's taken in front by Paul Mullen. Maybe this Mullen can kick a goal because the other one certainly can't.
Well, Paul Mullen's already kicked 2 today.
Yeah.
Beautiful kick off the boot, this bloke.
If one Mullen doesn't get you, the other one will.
Paul Mullen, from 20 metres, chips away, chips it through. It's a goal. Paul Mullen gets his 3rd.
No, he's missed.
Has he really?
Yes, he certainly has, Jimmy. Pulled by the goal umpire then.
I actually looked at the South Gambier players, and I thought they were clapping it in. Well, Paul Mullen also
Well, Paul Mullen got his kicking skills from his father, Doug, and Doug can't kick at all and never could.
13-16, 94. 3-7, 25, and we've played almost into time on, and this is the final quarter of the Western Border League Grand Final for 2000 from Mulseed Park, and you're watching on KTV.
And we must pay compliments to the boys. If you wanted to know where the cameras were today, they're high above here on the West Gambier Club rooms, and you just imagine how high and how cold it would be outdoors here at Mulseed Park today. The 2 boys up there, fantastic job sitting up there in the cold. Even though they did have their fishnet stockings on, they still looked okay. Scotty Flett now, he'll drive the ball back down the far side of the ground. Jamie O'Neill's dropped out of the game a bit. Comes across here now towards one of the Brook boys. I think it was Simon Brook in there going in hard, 33, and the ball's hit over the boundary line.
Yeah, Shane Brook that time, but they look alike from this
Yeah,
distance,
they certainly do.
Ball to be thrown in. It's just short of the centre wing and South's attacking zone on that right forward side. Ryan goes with Flett. Gee, they've had a contest. Willoughby. Hand passes really to no one. Perhaps Jamie O'Neill tried to get that one. Comes back this time in direction of, was that Corey Jacobs?
Yep.
Might have been. No, Matty Fair, number 38. Matty Fair puts it out of bounds on the full.
We must pay compliments to Rob Shallis, Kevin Thompson and Grant White. Even though Grant White is the worst hockey player in Australia, those 3 guys have done a great job here today with KTV. And to Bobby Adderall, Jim, if he's sitting out there tonight, either tonight or tomorrow in the South Gambier Club rooms, I hope he's sitting in the coldest place in the club. In comes North. Relieving the pressure now, and a good mark there and a good catch. Does that look like
Shane Brook again, I reckon?
It might be too, Jim. Just chips the ball over now, looking for
Corey.
And finding Corey Anderson, who's been would be in North's best 2 players, Jim.
Oh, I think so.
Yep,
yeah,
I agree.
certainly.
Him and Scotty Flett, or Scotty Flett first. Anderson now drives the ball back in high and long, and there's a good mark there by Jason Allen, I think. Comes across.
Jason Allen now. He's got the ball now. And just see if you can pick up.
It was Shane Allen, actually, who passed the ball to Jason Allen.
Bradley Wilson-Smith.
No, Jim, I noticed that earlier on, that Brad hasn't been on the ground for a while, obviously injured and off the ground.
Allen. That's Jason Allen. The forward pocket. Jamie O'Neill from behind. Couldn't mark it. Players fall on top of it. And there'll be a ball up. Now, just a comment. Andrew Close, will he play again next year?
Jim, I think he'd play on again. I think that maybe his endurance is good, his fitness is good. And I would say that he would perhaps play on again. It's a pretty good attribute for a guy 33 years of age. His time's running out for a premiership, though. And it's just one of those things, I suppose. It's just a matter of what the body does over the summer months.
He might go to South. He'll get one then.
Comes back now to Matthew Pedler. He drives the ball in short, and a mark taken by Michael Sylvie.
Now, the left footer should goal from here, David.
28-minute mark, Jim.
13-16 to 3-7. I think the Demons are safe.
Duncan McGregor and the South Gambier Footy Club, well done. Committee, Jim,
and
everything
you know what Bobby
at
Adler will be saying about now?
What's that?
Not over yet. Grind him into the ground, says Bobby. 13-16, 94 to 3-7, 25. The Demons have put on an exhibition in atrocious conditions. Michael Sylvie, the kick's not a good one. Maybe it was a pass. It was. And who fittingly too, David?
Yeah, Scotty Flett. Quite deservedly so. Kick a goal, Scotty. You've already kicked one. Let's kick another one, son. You deserve it. You've had a fantastic game today. But, Jim, one thing we've really got to pay compliments to, isn't it? Just the professionalism of the South Gambier Footy Club. Right from Kurt Slavin, the chairman of their committee, right down through their netball club, their football club, their support staff, their training staff. And, of course, we haven't mentioned Wayne Glenn today either. Jim, him and Duncan McGregor have joined forces. Glennie, their chairman of selectors. So they've got a great future at South Gambier, and they certainly are a very close-knit club.
Scotty Flett becomes the only multiple goal kicker for the North Gambier Tigers. He has 2, Jamie O'Neill 1 and Shane Brook 1. They're now 4-7. That is their first score of any kind into the breeze this afternoon, and that just about says it all. Mick Ryan will go against Scotty Flett, the dual goal kicker. He's kicked 2. Comes to ground. We're putting the feet in on Lukey Hodges that time. Brooks in there, works hard. Jason Allen, he's battled hard as well.
I tell you what, Jim, you've got to give credit, though. There's a few of these North boys who just haven't given up, and here's one of them here through Jason Allen. Carries the ball a good 15 metres now. Kicks down Corey Jacobs, best interchange player in Western Border Footy League. Comes onto his right foot now, kicks it long defensively. Looking for Mick Ryan. Here's a race now between him and Scotty Flett. Comes out to Paul Mullen. Gets it across towards Molly Patzel, but it goes over the boundary line. We're at the 28-minute mark, and the South Gambier Footy Club, Jim, will have dual premierships at their club this year, both their reserves and their seniors taking out the premiership.
And just a netball score for you, David. Who do you think would have won the netball, Millicent or North?
Oh, look, Jim, I don't really know. North Gambier should have.
But I think Millicent won by 6.
Did they really? So Millicent a premiers year 2000.
Well done to Donna Scanlon.
Yeah. Best and fairest, league best and fairest, and premiership coach.
Ball thrown in high now, only dying moments of this grand final in 2000 on KTV. And it's another South Gambier premiership. The ball rolling down into that right forward pocket. They've done it superbly as a club and as footballers over many years now. This is 5 consecutive premierships. Mundella have got 7 in the Karanarikut Tetiara. Kalangadoo Netball Club 7 consecutive in the Mid-Sea Netball. South, you've still got a way to go.
It's a gold medal event, Jim, isn't it? There's definitely no doubt about that. But North Gambier will be... There's a siren, Jim. Take it out, mate.
The kick out of the air will go through for a point, I think, or was it too late? No, there may even be a call after the kick here. We'll just see. Jack Dempsey's gone down. They confer. The point is all clear, and the final score will be 13-17-95. 13-17-95. A magic set of numbers since Duncan McGregor. 13-17-95 to North Gambier. 4-7, 31. A big performance, a big win. Well done to the North Gambier side for putting up a gallant effort. Really outclassed today, though. Great umpiring by Adam Fowler and Jack Dempsey. The boundary supported them well indeed. But as you say, as you're pointing out, David, a tragic scene.
Yeah, Michael Sims has been carried by his teammates, and a very good touch there. Duncan McGregor and Peter Sims, the ex-coach and now the coach, joined arms there to link together to go out to greet the players, and this mighty, mighty, mighty South Gambier team is premiers in the year 2000. Big Mick Ryan goes across now to be met by the supporters, and he's fantastic. Looking for Duncan McGregor, who's gone across, I think, to congratulate Ian Flett, the coach of North Gambier. Well, Jim, best players. Who would you give? First of all, your best 3 for South Gambier.
Well, I'm going to go for Michael Mullen.
Yep.
From Mick Ryan.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw in a roughie well, not a roughie. I'm going to mention Michael Edwards as well. But, Michael, I'm going to take you out of the top three to give Matty Fear a mention. I thought Matty Fear's defence, along with Scotty Gould and David Chant and Timmy Stringer, they were terrific back there. Chris Fann to a lesser degree. But, gee, the back line was just wonderful under pressure.
OK, my best players for South Gambier. I gave my vote to Mick Ryan. I thought that when the game needed to be won, he was absolutely sensational, and his ruck work and work around the ground was fantastic. I give my second vote to Michael Mullen. I thought Michael Mullen was just really, really good all day. And my dark horse for the third vote for the day, I thought he was there at the start. He mopped up beautifully across the half-back line, was Daniel Stratford. Jim, I thought he was very, very good. And he could have given it to 16 others.
Oh, didn't have a weakness. And the players we've left out there, our apologies too. Like, they certainly were. Nick Forster's kicked four
goals.
Yeah, I mean, Mullen, Harton and Darren Sims have kicked 2 apiece. Nicky Clayton, you mentioned, was
Scotty Gould.
Wonderful player. They just didn't have a weakness. Michael Sims was terrific. Heath Sims a little quieter today, Heath. But then again, only did what he had to do. Just a wonderful performance. We know terrific performance by the South Gambier side. We've left players out, but we shouldn't. They're just fantastic under the leadership this year of Duncan McGregor. And of course, the North Gambier boys, David, well...
Who's your best three, Jim?
Well, I think Scotty Flett's got to be very high with Corey Anderson. Jason Allen, I thought, was terrific. Shane Brook had a terrific terrific game as well, I reckon, back there. But a few of them came and went, and I think there are a few disappointing players, and we wouldn't want to mention names at this stage. You get beaten in the grand final, you get beaten, you can't do much about it. But I've got to mention, I thought they started with the wrong lineup, and they left it too late to change.
Didn't react quick
enough. It's
enough.
very easy when you're watching on to say that, but I'd have had Bradley Wilson-Smith in the centre from the start.
I agree. The only thing is, Jim, was in hindsight now, maybe Bradley wasn't 100%
well, maybe
fit.
He wasn't. But Jim, when he went in there, he made a difference.
He had an impact. Now, Jim, my best players for North Gambier, I gave it clearly to Scotty Flett. I congratulate this young lad. I thought he was magnificent. He carried their ruck burden all day and certainly had a really, really red-hot dip there. I thought Corey Anderson was sensational. He was clearly their second best player. I thought he tried hard all day, no matter where he was around the ground. I thought he was very good. And I know he might have died out of the game a bit, but I thought Jamie O'Neill was very good as well. Yeah,
battled very hard. This quarter-by-quarter scoreline for you. South Gambier into the breeze in the first quarter, into the gale in the first quarter. 2-1-13 to North Gambier 1-4-10. Second quarter, all South 7-5. And again, North Gambier didn't score. They remained on 1-4. Three-quarter time, 9-8 to 3-7. And the final scoreline, 13-17-95 to 4-7-31. A big result, big win for the South Gambier Demons under coach Duncan McGregor. They make it 5 on end. The Demons roll into the new millennium, the first premiership in the Western Border League. You've been watching the coverage on KTV.
Did they? Reserves.
Reserves got the worst.
Marianne was telling me.
Is she confident?
Yep. She said to me, David, no, she wasn't confident because Susan run 9 players and told them all Tuesday night, every one of you will play. And she did. She swapped the guy, like she run 9, give them all a run. And you can't win grand finals to them, there's no way. But Marianne's really disappointed with them. She reckons that they shouldn't. She said they've achieved nothing more. They won a lot of premierships earlier on, but they've played in. She was telling me, I think they've lost more than what they've won when they've got the grand finals.
It's good for the confidence, isn't it?
Oh, shit, yeah. Rags to riches. Just goes to show you, you can get a good player, they can bring some good players with them. Easter only, Jim Easter only, Easter 2 players away from playing the league.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
2 defences, 2 tall defences, that's all where do you get them from? But that's all they are away from.
The first presentation is gathered at Victorian Country Football League awards for the medallions for the best player on the ground, selected by the umpires. It will be presented by the Western Region WBFL manager, Mr. Jared Lucas. It has been won by Michael Mullen. Thanks, Brian. Just a couple of quick things. I'd like to thank Norm and Brian for an excellent year. To Kurt and Duncan and the South Gambier Football Club, congratulations and well done. And to the North boys, bad luck, but you got there and you were the second best team in the league, so well done, thank you. We'll call Players forward to receive their premiership medallions. Number 1, Nick Clayton. Number 7, Corey Jacobs. Number 8, Michael Mullen. Number 11, Scott Gould. Number 12, Michael Sims. Number 14, Tim Stringer. Luke Hodges. Chris Payne. Number 18, Michael Edwards. Okay. 19, Adam Salmon. 20, Darren Sims. 21, David Chant. 22, Paul Mullen. 23, Daniel Stratford. 25, Peter Harton. 30, Nick Forster. Nick Forster. Number 32, Matthew Patchell. 34, Heath Sims. 38, Matty Fair. The runner, John Clayton. The captain, Mick Ryan, coach Duncan McGregor. And the coach. I'd now like to call on Alan Harrison from the Glenelg Football Club to present the premiership pennant. Just want to thank the league for putting this on in very nice conditions. It's been a great day. Shout out to North, they pulled it out to the end, and the magnificent colours of South Gambier spots to the trophy too. Well done, fantastic. And now the league president, North Tracy, will present the Emerson Perpetual Cup. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It hasn't been the best of conditions today, but I think everyone should show the respect for a magnificent side of North Gambier of our runners-up. And to Peter and Ian and all the boys, congratulations. Bad luck watching all day today. But I hope to see you there next year. Thank you very, very much. To the South Gambier Football Club, what can you say about a side that's won 5 premierships in a row? You've been a credit to your clubs. You've represented the league very, very well. And every one of you players are credit to Western Water League. Congratulations. It is a great honour to present to Duncan McGregor and Nick Ryan the Premiership Cup for the year 2000. Congratulations, boys. Very friendly. Hold it, feel proud of it, son. Thanks very much, North. First commiserations to the North boys. I've been there, I know what it's like. You know, it was a great game today, maybe next year, fellas. So thanks very much. To our boys, magnificent effort, not just today, but all through the year. It's been a complete team effort from everyone in the club. And like I say, let's celebrate tonight. Thanks very much. Let's get up here, fellas. Come on.